Hello and welcome to the Center for Kinesiology, Health and Sport here on campus at the University of Regina. My name is Adam Geiger alongside Braden Conshu, and we are here this afternoon for basketball. First up, it's the ladies' game. The 14-4 University of Regina Cougars hosting the 7-11 University of Manitoba Bisons, with the Cougars taking the tip-off. Number 5, Megan Cherkis, running point for the home side. Schmidt, Cassano, Cherkis, Lynch, and Carmen Stewart out there to start things for the Cougars. Cassano working down low in the post. That one's off the mark as the two teams scramble for the rebound. And Braden, instantly we see the Cougars working hard down low. That's kind of been their key this year, with Carmen Stewart heading to the line.
Yeah, it's nice to see the Cougars come out a little bit strong here in the very early stages of the first quarter, Adam. This is a team that's already clinched the Great Plains Division regular season title, so you never know how a good team like this will respond in what really isn't any more than a meaningless game, Adam.
Stewart calmly knocks down 2 free throws. And the Bisons inbound, coming back the other way, like we said, at 7-11, third place in the Great Plains Division. In all likelihood, they will finish up in that third spot and go to Winnipeg for the division semifinals starting in a couple of weeks. Turnover down low, forced by the Cougars. Now back the other way, it's Megan Cherkis. Setting up that Cougar offense, a couple of high screens. Cassano takes the ball. Now up top to Carmen Stewart. Cherkis down low, nice flash by Cassano. Had that ball knocked away, but another foul called down low. And Braden, we've seen this story played out time and time again. It's the Cougars trying to exploit some size mismatches down low.
Yeah, for sure, Adam. You saw Chelsea Cassano go up strong there, and probably pretty soon, in about 3 or 4 minutes, Brittany Reed will come on for Chelsea Cassano. It's going to be much the same. The Bisons will have to deal with one of the Cougars' big posts during the entire game here.
Cougars perfect on the free throw stripe so far, 3 for 3. Cassano makes it a perfect 4 for 4. And the Cougars do lead by that 4-point spread. Showing a full court press to start things off here. Dave Taylor trying to keep the momentum high. Corner 3 ball passed up. The Bisons setting up the offense, driving the lane. That time it's Michelle Hines now off the mark, and the Cougars run the floor back the other way, going right to left. Cherkis stops down low, beautiful spin, and up and good for Chelsea Cassano. Cougars points in the paint, along with some free throws, have them out to a 6-point lead. That ball tipped away. Now it's the Cougars with numbers. Schmidt with the right hand off the glass, counted, and the foul as she flies into that Travelodge padding underneath the basket. And Braden, Cougars 14-4 on the season. We haven't seen them with this much energy out of the gate really all season.
No, we really haven't, Adam. They've been typically slow starters this year, but 8-0 here, and Rebecca Schmidt has a chance to make the lead 9 with this free throw.
That one rattles and goes down, so 9 points for the Cougars in just about 90 seconds here in the first quarter. Manitoba still looking for their first points as they swing the ball around the outside. Top of the key, it's Kea Flett. Now it's the right corner, up for a 3 ball. That one is off the mark, and the Cougars will let the ball skip out of bounds. Off of Manitoba, of course, and once again, it'll be the Cougars coming down on the offensive side with a chance to go double digits only 2 minutes into this game.
Yeah, look for Manitoba coach Pam Danny to maybe call a quick timeout here, Adam, to gather her troops. Sure she doesn't like seeing her Bisons down 9 already.
Beautiful press break by the Cougars. Their first missed shot is off the hands of Carmen Stewart. And now the first team foul for the Cougars on the defensive rebound. It looks like Jessica Lynch was a little overactive that time and drew the foul. Manitoba inbounds, the Cougars choosing to take the pressure off. Elela Bouya here on the right corner. Top of the key, it's Flett. Left pocket driving, it's class, and now it's knocked away from Elia Bouye, but another foul on Jessica Lynch as she got a piece of the Manitoba guard that time. Too quick, or pardon me, that's her first foul. The other was on Carmen Stewart, apparently. First on Lynch, second team foul for the Cougars. Bison setting up the offense. Once again, swinging the ball to the left side. Klassen goes up with a 15-footer from the free throw line. It's off the mark, and the Cougars will run the floor. Cherkis sets up the offense, has Stewart down low, now gets it over to Lynch. High post to Stewart, and the defense a little over-aggressive that time. It's Kate Flett picking up the foul. That's her second, fourth team foul. So the Cougars, Braden, already with a 9-point lead, will be shooting free throws throughout the remaining 7 minutes in this quarter. Lynch trying to find an open teammate, gets it into Cherkis. Over to Schmidt. She goes baseline, up and off the mark. She traveled before the shot, so a turnover. And Manitoba has put the clamps on the Cougars in the past minute and a half here. Looking to put their first points on the board, though they've been quiet on the offensive end. Leila Bouye goes baseline and comes up way short on that reverse layup. Now it's Lynch, down low to Stewart, spinning in the lane, up with the right hand, and good, 2 points. And it's been all Cougars in the paint this so far here in the first quarter, Braden.
That was a nice little post move by Carmen Stewart there, Adam, as Manitoba still can't find the bucket here.
Bison's hoping to take the lid off of that bucket here on the right side of the court. And we've got a couple of fresh subs coming in here for the Cougars, one of which is Maya Kralikova, who has not played much at all this year, Braden, for the Cougars. Getting what I believe is her first action here on the home court. Brittany Reed and Gabby Geisen also into the game for Regina. Kralikova down low, beautiful pass to a wide open Megan Cherkis. And even Cherkis is scoring some points in the paint, Braden. 13-0 Cougars. Yeah,
Maya was looking all around for someone who has to, and she finally found Megan Cherkis wide open right under the bucket.
Bison's here on the right wing. Skip pass to Leila Bouye. Off the backboard, no good. Manitoba continues to struggle from the field. No points in the first 4 minutes. Down low, Brittany Reed working in her office. It's off the mark. And Manitoba runs the floor back the other way. Rebecca Schmidt got in the way of Tessa Klassen, who was attempting to drive the lane. That's a foul. First on Schmidt, third team foul. And with 6:06 remaining in the first quarter, we've got our first Merrill Jordan appearance. And what looks to be our first timeout on the floor. Cougars leading 13-0 as we will take now a listen in to Dave Taylor on that Cougar sideline.
Palms down here, carries over down on that end. Next time we're going to go 44T. Okay, get Gabby a look. Okay, 44T for Gabby. Then we're going to go 44 for Bex. Okay, actually, you know what? Let's go 44 first for you, and then 44T the next time. That one. Okay, you can see in transition. Throw it into the post. Okay, post, just take your time. Down here, everybody talk. Everybody rebound. Work hard down here. Work hard down here. Yeah, it's because their coach had complained.
Well, there's U of R head coach Dave Taylor. Well, how much can you really say to a team that's up to a 13-0 run here to start off the game, Adam?
Yeah, at that point, you may as well make dinner plans or something. Up 13-0. Just shy of 4 minutes into this game, and the Cougars really imposing their will down low in the paint, Braden. That's where they've made their living so far. Manitoba with possession. Trying to break the seal and get on the board. That one is off the mark. And there's Brittany Reed for a rebound. Let's see if they can get it done here. There it is. Finally, Manitoba gets on the board. It's Jenna Ralston with the steal and a score. 2 quick ones. And maybe the defense will spark the offense for the visitors. Kralikova down low. Brittany Reed all day for Brittany Reed. Just taking a look, Braden. I'm sure it's obvious to our viewers and listeners too. The Cougars just an outstanding size differential, and they will be able to exploit that should they want to all night.
Yeah, Brittany Reed is matched up against Leila Bouye, who's not small at 5'11", but certainly shorter than the 6'3" Brittany Reed.
There was nothing Brittany Reed could do about that layup. Leila Bouye was wide open on a nice pass from her teammate slicing down the lane. So after going scoreless in the first 4 minutes, Manitoba has consecutive baskets, but still unable to stop the Cougars on the offensive end. Of course, as I say that, Brittany Reed comes off and out of bounds on her layup attempt. So Manitoba will take over and a chance to cut down this Cougar lead to single digits. Manitoba and Regina, the Great Plains division rival. Obviously the Cougars have had the best of Manitoba this year. They won a couple of games up in Winnipeg a few weekends ago. And it is the Cougars that have clinched the division, like Braden said. They will host the division final here in a few weekends and then make their way to nationals, of course, on this same floor in early March.
Yeah, the Cougars traveled to Manitoba earlier this month. They came away with 69-61 and 91-58 victories on January 9th and January 10th.
Skip pass, nice anticipation there by Maya Kralikova. Knocked it away, but Manitoba will maintain possession. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Not sure if it should have been reset there, Braden, but it was. And, well, all's well that ends well for the Cougars as Alea Bouye steps on that baseline and turns it over, allowing Merrill Jordan to inbound on that baseline.
These two teams are meeting for the 155th time in regular season history. Manitoba up 81-73 in the all-time series. These ancient Great Plains Athletic Conference rivals meeting once again.
Merrill Jordan's pass is deflected off a Manitoba player out of bounds. 11 to shoot for the Cougars, with Ashley Washira making an early appearance in this game. Off the mark, Reed goes up again and is fouled this time. I'm sure Brittany would have liked to have that first shot attempt back, but she'll have a chance to make up for the miss with 2 free throws.
Yeah, it looked like she almost rushed it a little bit. She had more time than she thought. Or she realized she had so much time she got nervous at him.
Happens to the best of us. I believe that's the first miss from the free throw line for the Cougars tonight as Reed came up short. Squares the sights this time and restores that 12-point Cougar advantage, 16-4. 4:02 remaining in the first quarter. Manitoba setting up shop. Nice flash baseline is picked up there by Maria Polishin, but she stepped on the baseline. That'll be a turnover every time. And now Gabby Geisen will inbound on the baseline. Gabby's cooled off as of late, Braden. Had a pretty good start to the season, and of course, the previous 2 campaigns has been just outstanding, but not making a big impact on the score sheet as of late. What have opposing teams done, or what's wrong with Gabby that's kind of led to that?
Well, she's seen her minutes cut by Dave Taylor. I'm not sure if the lack of production is a function of the lack of minutes or if the lack of minutes is a function of the missed production out of him.
The reverse announcer's jinx, though, pours in 2 points for Gabby that time as she connects from the baseline. Cougars back up 14. Loving the afternoon basketball here. It's 1 o'clock in Regina on Saturday afternoon. Turnover stolen by Gabby Geisen, so playing well in the first quarter. And Dave Taylor has gone to some players that he doesn't use often early in games, Braden, with Shira and Geisen out there, and it's working.
There's a great little one-touch pass by Merrill Jordan there. She found Chelsea Cassano wide open.
This time Manitoba just gives up, setting up the offense, comes down and shoot a quick jump shot. It's off the mark, but it looks like the Cougars turned it over back the other way, so Manitoba gets another crack. Timeout Cougars. Apparently Dave Taylor wants to discuss this 16-point lead with his team. Let's take a listen in to our Cougar head coach and see what he has to say.
Yeah, we got a good lineup, so tried a couple of times.
Well, apparently Steve Burrows is the one doing all the talking down there. Unfortunately, we do not have him mic'd up. What we do have is a Cougar lead, 20-4. 2 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's been all Cougars, of course, and really it's been the post play that has delivered them this big margin early in the game. Leading the way so far for the Cougars is Chelsea Cassano with 6 points. Right behind her is Brittany Reed with 5, and they have been the 2 dynamic towers down there for the Cougars, really setting the pace night in and night out. Have the team sitting at 14-4, number 4 in the country, looking just peachy for a potential run through the national tournament, which they will host and play in March 6th through 9th here at the CKHS. Manitoba off the mark. Defensive rebound gobbled up by Jackie Kenyon, with Ashley Washira now running point and coming back the other way. Cherkis gets it back to Washira. Nice drive and dish, but we have a foul before the pass. That'll be whistled on Manitoba, their 15th foul. So Ashley Washira will make her first trip to the free throw line. Ashley, a second-year player out of Regina, Saskatchewan. Off the mark on the first try. Manitoba with just those 4 points. 2 from Tessa Klassen and 2 from number 8, Kate Flett. Both Winnipeg, Manitoba products. Washira gets the second free throw to go. It's 21-4. Cougars with the big lead, on pace for over 100 tonight. Let's see if that comes to fruition. It'll be tough to keep up the pace, but with Reed and Casano working down low, anything's possible as the Manitoba Bisons turn it over once again. Dave Taylor on that Cougars sideline, watching his team that he has built for this year, for the national championship year that they will host in his third season, assisted by Steve Burrows and first-year assistant coach Kristen Dickinson. Down low, it's Chelsea Casano off the mark, tipped out of bounds, going Manitoba's way. And Braden mentioned earlier on that Manitoba sideline, it's 8th-year head coach Pam Danis directing the 7 and 11 Bisons, making their way to another playoff appearance. Up and off the mark, down low. Kate Flett could not get that shot to go in the face of a couple Cougar defenders. Now it's Flett. Passing back to Kayla Klassen. Stopped, drop, and off the mark that time from Lodge Zaparnik. Lindsay Lettingham, the prize rookie recruit in the game for the first time, picks up the rebound. Driving the lane up and under with a finger roll, it's Megan Cherkis. She comes off, but hustling back to play some defense. And now forces Manitoba to stop and play the half-court offense. Kayla Klassen dishes back. Mortier dials it up from long distance. That's the 3-ball. Still a 14-point Cougar lead, 21-7. With 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. Casano, Cherkis all day to jack that one up, and we call that an answer up here in the booth. Just when Manitoba started picking up some momentum after that 3-ball, Cherkis takes it right back and restores that 16-point lead. Passes off the marks, knocked away there by Ashley Washira. Cougars run the floor the other way. Well, not so much. Cherkis threw it behind Ashley Washira, and that will be a timeout on the floor. No, pardon me, just a substitution on the floor into the game. Brittany Reed and Rebecca Schmidt. Manitoba with 32 seconds left on the clock, trailing 23-7. Kayla Klassen setting things up. Skip pass. Lauren Mortier just knocked down that 3-pointer. This time turns it over, and the Cougars have a chance for the last shot. Megan Cherkis wide open. Rebecca Schmidt off the front of the rim and out of bounds. So Manitoba now will have a shot for the last hug at the rim. Down 23-7 and needing all the momentum they can grab heading into quarter number 2. Whitney, Lodge Zaparnik, 3 on the clock. Back to a wide open Katie Flett. She gets it to fall. So, you know what? After trailing by as much as 16, Manitoba kind of fought back a little bit there. Nails a 3 at the buzzer. Still, though, a long road to crawl back through as the Cougars head to the first quarter break, leading 23-10. Me and Braden here play for the same intramural basketball team, and following our game this week, Braden and I had a chance to talk to Kristen Dickinson. I don't know if I told you about this, but we had a pretty lengthy conversation as to you know, what she saw in coming here. what she hopes to bring to the team. And her thing is she's kind of more on the mental side. She said that she came here knowing that this team had a chance to win a national championship. And her thing is she wants to make these players, each and every one of them, winners. And I was kind of bugging her for not doing her job. She was reffing the game. And she's like, well, you know, I'm just having a chat with Chelsea Casano. I need to make her into a winner. And that's what she's all about, Braden, as Cougars discuss things on that sideline.
Yeah, she's a very enthusiastic coach, Adam. You can tell she's good with the players. She, of course, does have head coaching experience. She was she's only 28 years old, I think. She was a head coach in the OUA for 2 seasons before coming to the U of R here.
And I think that's important. Maybe a good recruit job there by Dave Taylor to bring someone in that's going to keep the players fiery. We talked about it early in the season that the Cougars might struggle kind of keeping the intensity and the momentum up in a season where they know they're already going to the national championship, or the national championship tournament, I guess. But they've done a great job. They're 14-4. They've had their ups and downs, but all told, a pretty remarkable season here by the Cougars. And
they look like national champions for about the first 5 minutes of this contest, Adam, that's for sure.
Yeah, pitching a 13-0 shutout to the 4-minute mark. Can't ask for anything more than that.
Chelsea Casano leads all players after the first quarter. She has 6 points. Megan Cherkis and Carmen Stewart both have 4. And Brittany Reed, Rebecca Schmidt both have 3 points for Regina. For the youthful Manitoba Bisons, it's Lauren Mortier with 3 points. Kate Flett with that big 3 at the buzzer that brought them to within 13 here. And we're ready to get back going in the second here.
You mentioned the youthful Manitoba Bisons. I look at their roster. They've got a couple players at the bottom there that are out of Gothenburg, Sweden. So maybe we'll get a look at them as the night continues.
Yeah, both first-year players.
Pass down low, tipped, almost saved by Brittany Reed, but knocked out of bounds. And Manitoba will run back the other way.
Manitoba has 2 players from Gothenburg, 1 from Millgrove, Ontario, 1 from Mission, BC, and the rest of them are all from Winnipeg proper.
With the ball right now, it is the Bisons, number 9, Jenna Ralston. One of those Winnipeg products. Skip pass, now it's in the near corner.
Actually, Ralston's the Mission, BC one.
Pardon me. Reading in lines is not my thing. That ball's up, and I believe it's a 3-ball. Count it. So, you know, Manitoba's crawling back, only down 10. Braden, a lot of times teams, you see them get the big early lead and kind of fall asleep. Let's hope and watch and see if the Cougars can kind of fight that off.
Well, Adam, this game could be a microcosm of the whole season for the Cougars. I mean, they jumped out to an early lead here in a season in which they already know they're going to the national championship. It'd be pretty easy for them just to turn off the switch and just go in cruise control till the championships. But this is the kind of game where they have to prove to themselves and the opposition that they're a force to be reckoned with.
What are your thoughts as far as you know, when you get into a tournament like the national tournament, you have the teams that have really fought to get there and the teams that have, you know, pretty much had it sewn up the entire year. What are your thoughts as far as what team has the advantage in that situation?
If you look back at sports in general over the last 20 years, I would say that there is no advantage at all in that situation.
Fair enough.
You look back to the Detroit Red Wings and Vancouver Canucks, that big series in 2002. Vancouver won about 30 of their last 35 games just to get into the playoffs, and then they got beaten by Detroit in 6. Just one example from the wrong sport.
I don't know if many... Love for the West Side. Braden Conchu, of course, a BC product himself. Maybe can explain to us later what's up with the Canucks these days. They picked up Matt Sundin, and now they can't find a win as Lindsay Lettingham, the rookie, goes up and under with a reverse. Cougars back up in front by 14.
Well, to be fair to the big Swede, they weren't winning without Mats either.
No, I thought, weren't they close to the top of the division when he came around?
They were pretty close, but they were falling already. So.
Ball is knocked out of bounds. Manitoba will inbound on that baseline. 13 to shoot. On that shot clock. Rebecca Schmidt, Cherkis playing some enthused defense there on that inbounds pass. Through the lane and off the mark was Kate Flett. She'll head to the line for 2, though. Not sure who they got on the foul. Call it Carmen Stewart. That's her second. First team foul here, 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the second quarter.
Kate Flett at the line for the Bisons, is a 5'9" 4th-year guard out of Winnipeg. think she has 4 points now.
Free throw is up and good. 12-point Cougar lead. Taking a peek at our fancy computer here, Braden. Check out reginacougars.com if you ever need to follow any of these games. Live stats up and running and looking beautiful. We've got a new interface here. Good work by the folks here at the university.
And of course, great works by the folks at Access 7 Sports, having Dave Taylor mic'd up so we can hear his innermost thoughts on the bench.
Hopefully we'll get you down to Dave for his next little speech at our next timeout. Rebecca Schmidt crossing over, bringing the ball across the timeline. Gets it over to Jessica Lynch. The spark plug on most nights for the Cougars, but it's been all Reed and all Cassano thus far for the green, white, and gold. Fake by Lettingham. She's got 4 points. Nearly made it 6, but was off the mark. And the rebound goes out to Jenna Ralston. Michelle Hines runs the floor out of Millgrove, Ontario. Fake there, nearly a travel. No call, and the ball is knocked away and eventually ruled a tie-up. And the possession arrow will favor the Cougars, so call that a turnover. And a good job on the defensive end by Regina.
Cougars up 12 here. Dave Taylor, you could hear yelling on your TV there, execute. He needs his team to execute on both ends here, as he's seen a little bit of a drop-off in the past couple minutes.
Schmidt nearly had it into the hands of Brittany Reed, but out of her reach, which is saying something, because if the 6'3" Brittany Reed can't reach it, nary a player in the league would be able to. As Manitoba sets up the offense. Jenna Ralston, good fake, drives baseline, now kicks it back into the middle. Off the mark, and there's Geisen back on the floor with a rebound. Cherkis just inside that three-point line, counted for 2. Megan Cherkis puts the Cougars back up 14.
Cherkis up to 6 points already for the Cougars here, Adam, which equals Cassano for the team high.
Manitoba just content to set up his half-court offense. Not really a choice when the Cougars are scoring most times down the court. Here, though, they go down in the post, and it looks like they will make another trip to the free throw line as a foul is whistled on Brittany Reed, her first second-team foul. Back into the game for the Cougars, both Merrill Jordan and Ashley Washira, as Kate Flett, the Winnipeg product, heads to the line and knocks down the first free throw.
Merrill Jordan, one of the Cougars' 5th years. She will be sorely missed as she's now playing in her second last regular season weekend here at the Center for Kinesiology, Health and Sport. One of those players whose contributions don't always show up on the score sheet, Adam.
Yeah, she hits. She's really an important player in the sense that she can hit some big shots in big moments. We've seen her dial up a couple of 3 balls this season that have sparked her team to bigger and better things. Speaking of 3 balls, it's Ashley Washira coming off the mark on hers, and Manitoba takes over. Should be a pretty emotional weekend coming up here in 6 or 7 days, Braden, with a lot of 5th-year players going through their kind of swan song here, I guess, as far as the regular season is concerned.
Yeah, the Cougars' 5th years include Megan Cherkis, Jessica Lynch, Jackie Kenyon, Maya Kralichova, Merrill Jordan, and Chelsea Cassano. And I would think they would also honor Mallory Loire as well, because she's graduating, and I don't think will be returning next year either.
Nice steal there on the defensive side by Lynch. Now working in the lane, up and under. Me and Braden give each other a bit of a look. No traveling call is whistled, but 2 points are on the scoreboard for Jessica Lynch. Hines goes behind the back, doing it all herself, goes up with a shot and gets it to fall. No push-off called, so the refs letting them play here in Regina with a 12-point Cougar lead on the board. Reed, skip pass in the corner to Geisen. Now drives the lane, goes up and puts it in for 2. That's what we need to see from Gabby Geisen. Saw it more often than not in her rookie season, and she continued it through her sophomore year, but that's been missing from her game as of late, the slice and score, but picking up where she left off in her first couple of years tonight.
Yeah, there's no denying Gabby's talent, Adam. She has game-breaking ability, and they're going to need that from her going down the stretch here if the Cougars are going to do something in the playoffs.
Kate Flett gets whistled for the walk. looks like we do have a timeout on the floor, so that will send both teams to the benches and our viewers into the mind of Dave Taylor as we have him mic'd up on that Cougar sideline.
10-9 this quarter. Okay, and the reason is we're going down there. Okay, like in the last show it's fine, but we're going down there and we're rushing stuff, we're not executing. They've got us now in a game where we're just going back and forth playing pickup basketball. We don't want to do that. Okay, once we get it down there, in transition, open three, layup. Otherwise, run offense, get it inside. It can come back out, but it's got to look in. Defensively, we've lost all of our intensity. Now we're just going, we're up, whatever. Okay, how can you be up 23-4 and then since then get outscored by like that? Okay, we need a lot more intensity down here. Let's go.
Dave Taylor asking his team how they can lead by 19 and then be outscored like they have here in the past few minutes. I think that's part of the issue we're talking about earlier, Braden, where a team with that big lead often kind of sits back on their heels and rests on that big lead. Still a 14-point advantage, though, for the Cougars.
Yeah, Coach Taylor definitely looking for his team to put together a solid 40 minutes.
Lynch driving the lane, goes up and comes off the mark, grabs her own rebound, though. Bennett has it knocked away. This time she will step back and set things up. Geisen trying her luck from beyond the arc, and Gappy, for all the talk we've made tonight, has played her heart out and now has 7 points 15 minutes into this game.
We need to speak ill of more Cougars at him.
Who's on the chopping block next? How about Ashley Washira? She really needs to pick her game up out there, Braden. Come on, Ashley.
Ashley, likely one of the players that'll see a huge increase in floor time next year, Adam. She'll be in her 3rd year. And
well, not if she keeps playing the way she is. Rebound for the Cougars. Chelsea Casano gets it off to Jessica Lynch. Sorry, Braden, I cut you off there. Here is Ashley Washira. Over to Gabby Geisen, had an open look. This time goes to the lane and comes off the mark. But Gabby's playing with confidence tonight, Braden. It's good to see. Not settling for that 3-point jump shot, driving the lane, and got a good shot out of it, just couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, Gabby's most effective when she has that running jumper of hers going, because that's a very tough shot to defend. And if that's dropping, she's a very effective player out there for the Cougs.
There's big Ashley Washira grabbing a rebound, dishing off to a wide open Geisen. That time she did shoot the 3 ball, but it was off the mark. Here comes Manitoba the other way. Nice delay move there from Michelle Hines. Foul is called, and it looks like Maya Kralkova is set to check back into the game. Gabby Geisen goes out with her 7 points. Foul is whistled on Ashley Washira. That's the 3rd team foul. And 2 free throws upcoming for Michelle Hines. Both teams shooting free throws relatively well tonight. Cougars 7 for 9. And on the opposite side, it's Manitoba. They haven't missed up until that last flank off the rim. Down low, Chelsea Casano working the double team, gets knocked to the ground. 2 shots from the free throw line will be on deck for Chelsea Casano.
Good thing no one was sitting in those front court chairs there. So one of the Manitoba players went flying in and took out about 4 of them there.
Kate Flett gets whistled for her 3rd foul. So expect her to take a seat on the bench for the remainder of the first half. Chelsea Casano good on the first, off on the second, but there's Maya Kralkova to gobble up the offensive rebound. Pass knocked around a couple of times. Now it's eventually Kralkova going. Tim Duncan off the window. Counted for 2. And Dave Taylor asked to extend that lead. It's back up to 19, 39-20.
That was a nice little bank by Maya there, Adam, showing no effects of the rust.
Manitoba the other way. It's Lodge Zaparnik turning it over. Toss out to Ashley Washira. Up and off the mark. Got knocked to the ground. No foul called. Manitoba will take advantage of that and run the floor. Kate Flett. Now it's on the left wing for Lauren Mortier. Back top of the key, polishing from the free throw line. She was off the mark, but Chelsea Casano rushing out to play defense. Got her on the elbow, and that will be 2 free throws upcoming. Twin Towers checking back into the game for the Cougars. Those being Lindsay Lettingham and Jackie Kenyon. Jackie, much like my partner here, a BC product. Okanagan Falls is her hometown. First free throw down and good from Maria Polishing.
I think this is the point in the broadcast where we complain about Okanagan Falls not actually having any falls, Adam. They don't. I've been there.
How could I forget? So why the name? Why the name, Braden? Kralikova tried to go behind her back, had it knocked away, and it's Manitoba sprinting to the offensive end.
I mean, they have some rapids, but definitely nothing you consider falls.
Okanagan Rapids just doesn't sound right. Pass knocked away. Now foul call down there in the painted area. 2 shots upcoming as the Cougars are now in the penalty. 15 foul, and that's the first on Maya Kralikova.
Well, they have Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and Swift Current, Saskatchewan.
Grand Rapids is where?
Minnesota and Michigan.
All right. Useless information is abound up here in the press box at the CKHS. 39-24. Cougars with the lead, and it's Rebecca Schmidt with the ball. Nice crossover there, went up to the chin to bring it around. Now it's Bashira looking for a teammate. Good defense here by Manitoba. 11 to shoot. Now down to 5 on that shot clock. Bashira drives the lane. Nice pass down low. Can Kralikova gobble it up? No, she can. Not before a 3-second violation is whistled on Maya. So credit Manitoba for staying tenacious on the defensive side of things. Still trailing by 15, though, as we make our way towards the first intermission.
Yeah, Manitoba coach Pandana sure liked that last defensive stand by the Bisons, as they're still down 15, but plenty of time left, Adam.
Plenty of time left, indeed, and Dave Taylor, knowing exactly that, calls a timeout. Perhaps a trick play up the sleeve here with 1:22 remaining. We'll send you to the bench to listen in.
We need to. So you 5 figure it out. But if you can't do it out here, you probably won't get chances to do it against good teams. Break the pressure, run offense. Okay, don't strand the dribbler around. If you're standing still, you are useless. Okay, it's man. We can even just clear it out, but I'd like us to get some work on our press break. Letty's available. She will come back. Hit the deep people. If the one person catches it, other person flash. If you don't know what you're doing, ask. Otherwise, do it. Okay?
Dave Taylor staying active, telling his team that, hey, if you can't do it against Manitoba, odds are it won't be there come nationals, and he's got a point, Braden.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, considering what the score is, there still is plenty of time left, but this is the kind of game with the division clinched that you need to work on stuff that you're going to use against a tougher opponent.
Ashley Washira has the ball knocked away, works hard to get it back, and now does get it across half before the violation was whistled. Lindsay Lettingham now. Top of the key with Shira. Skip pass. Rebecca Schmidt. Comes off a Kenyon screen. Now it's Bashira at the shot clock, putting up a 3-ball, hit the rim, but it's off the mark. And back comes Manitoba. Zaparnik is fouled from behind. Rebecca Schmidt tried to steal that one away, but got a piece of the arm. And that will send Zaparnik to the line for 2 free throws. So probably not the kind of possession Dave Taylor wanted to see out of that timeout. Might explain the concerned look on his face there on the sidelines.
No, not at all. Ashley Bashira forced to throw up that 3-pointer in a hurry with just seconds remaining on the shot clock. Not really what they designed for sure, Adam.
dodges the Parnick, gets the first one to go. Manitoba crawling back into this game slowly but surely and have a chance to make it, well, 10 or 12 points before the half. Trailing 14 right now with 44 seconds on that clock. Regina, nice move through the lane, tried to get it down to Krakova, but it was knocked away, and the Bisons run back. Mortier has it stolen away with Shira by herself, running to the hole, and gets it to fall with the right hand. Big play there for the second-year point guard. Ashley Washira gives her team that 16-point lead with 15 on the game clock. Pass back. Corner three ball is up and good. There's a nice answer from Lauren Mortier. And it looks like time will expire before the Cougars get another shot. Well, maybe not. Meryl Jordan with half a second on that clock throws it up and wouldn't have counted anyways as the clock did expire. So after leading by 20 points at one point, Braden, at halftime, just a 13-point spread, 41-28. We will take a quick break and be right back with the second half here on Accent Sports. 41-28 Cougars at the break. Hey Hoops fans, welcome back to Regina. 41-28 is the score for the home side. My name is Adam. No, it's not Adam Conchu. My name is Adam Geiger on the play-by-play alongside Braden Conchu on the color. We will guide you through the second half. Manitoba starts out with possession, and as we make our way through these opening moments, we'll get Braden to run you down some stats.
Adam, who? Is there something you're not telling me, Mr. Geiger? For the Cougars after the half, it's Gabby Geisen and Chelsea Casano. They have a team-high 7 points. Megan Cherkis has 6 points. And for the Manitoba Bisons, it's Kate Flett with 7 points and Lauren Mortier with 6.
Kayla Klassen with a -3 player efficiency rating. Whatever that means.
We don't know what that means, but I don't think it's good, Adam.
There's probably a lot of numbers involved, and I am not good with numbers. Jessica Lynch down low. Nice pass to Carmen Stewart, flashing through the lane. The Cougars have the starters back out there, Braden, of course, for the opening moments of this second half, and they were the ones that sparked him to a 20-4 lead in the first half. Dave Taylor went with a lot of the reserves in the late first quarter and most of the second quarter. See if the starting five can spread out that lead to 20 plus and give Dave Taylor a chance to really explore some options there on the bench and get some players some minutes here in the second half.
Starting five, with the exception of Stacey Walker, who's in street clothes on the bench. That was a nice drive there.
Jessica Lynch, coast to coast. Vancouver to Halifax gets it done, and the Cougars now lead by 17. Alea Bouye from the baseline, off the mark. I love saying that last name. Rebound by Jessica Lynch, and here comes Cherkis.
And mine, apparently.
Touché. Skip pass. Schmidt. Now back to Lynch. Thought she had Carmen Stewart down low, but passes off instead to Cherkis. There's Carmen Stewart working down there in the post. Foul whistled on Jenna Ralston. And you can hear James Pitsula from up here. He loves that call. Stewart has a chance at the free throw line to pick up points number 3 and 4 here in the third quarter.
Yeah, as I was mentioning before, Stacey Walker in street clothes on the bench. I did not realize she was injured, Adam, but apparently unavailable for at least today to head coach Dave Taylor.
Second free throw, camps up on the rim for a while, then falls down. Cougars up 18. They haven't missed Walker tonight, though. Not saying that they couldn't use her, but the Cougars do lead 18 right now, 46-28. It's been largely the work of the post players, Reed, Casano, Lynch, and Stewart, that have got the job done. Manitoba with 2 quick points back the other way, slicing through the lane. It was Jenna Ralston. Now it's Regina setting up the half court. Stewart. Defense play there on Cherkis by Hines. Down low, it's Casano off on the first. Good on the second. It's going to be interesting, Braden, come Nationals in early March to find a team or see if there is a team out there that can match up Casano down low. I'm sure there is. But right now, she's having her way with these undersized Great Plains Division teams.
Yeah, and the real nice thing for head coach Dave Taylor is the option of having Brittany Reed, not just on a game-by-game basis, but having Reed really break out this year has allowed Chelsea Casano to really cut down on her floor times. She's still fresh. You remember last year she battled through a lot of injury problems. I know she had problems with her back, and she had to ride the bike basically whenever she wasn't on the court. You don't see that a whole lot from Chelsea this year.
Yeah, that's a good point, Braden. When Chelsea's out there, she can go 110% and know that she can get an extended flow there on the bench when Brittany Reed is out there doing her thing. Depth is one thing that most championship teams have, and have plenty of it. And of course, the Cougars are a team that really thrive on their depth, as you're seeing that tonight. Early checks here in the second half have Maya Kralikova and I believe Brittany Reed into the game.
There's that depth right there. These two players that just came in would be starters for a lot of CIS teams.
Starters and probably leading scorers for most teams. First free throw from Alea Bouye, who's at the line, is up, down, and good. And much the same on the second attempt. 16-point lead, 48-32 for the hometown Cougars. Of course, the men's game is coming up next. The Cougars facing these same Bisons and have been slipping of late, Braden, as Kralikova dials an easy layup in there. Nice pass by Cherkis. They're in a dogfight right now with Brandon for first place in the Great Plains Division. Yeah,
the Cougars have dropped 3 in a row on the men's side, and it's looking more and more like they're going to have to sweep Brandon in the last weekend of the year to claim the Great Plains Division title.
Rebecca Schmidt wide open and uncontested for 2. Nice fast break play there by the Cougars. And of course, Brandon will be here next weekend, Braden, for that final weekend. Alea Bouye in the lane. Plenty of contact. Sends Maya Kralikova to the floor, but she is whistled for the foul. Her third team foul, and Alea Bouye back to the free throw stripe.
I don't know about you, Adam, but I blame the Cougars' 3-game losing streak on the men's side on the absence of Paul Garreau.
It's hard to win when you don't have the show. I was doing the PA for the volleyball last night, and Paul Garreau walked in with 3 pretty good-looking ladies, so he's doing well for himself when he's spending time off the court. Paul Garreau, of course, not playing for the team, but always around. He was here shooting with the team before the game, and hopefully we'll have him back next year. Reed, nice pass to Chelsea, not Chelsea Casano, that's Maya Kralikova.
There's that press break from the Cougars there. I'm sure Dave Taylor will like that.
Dave Taylor has to be impressed here with this second half so far, Braden, for sure. They were leading by 13 at the break. Now it's up to 20. Backdoor pass. Now return feed top of the painted area there. It's Alea Bouye off the mark, and now the Cougars run the floor again. Schmidt, backboard is off the mark, and there's another rebound for Manitoba. Setting up the offense. That one's just beyond the three-point arc, off the mark. Michelle Hines couldn't find the rim, or the mesh, I should say. As Kate Flett gobbles up a rebound, now it's Lynch doing what she does best, going to the floor and forcing a turnover, but we may have an injury here on the floor. Heads collided.
Looks like Tessa Klassen is down for the Bisons here, Adam.
I don't know if it was heads or head versus hardwood. Either way, it's, like Braden said, Tessa Klassen on the court. Shaking out the cobwebs. Hopefully she's okay.
I think I see 3 little canaries flying around her head, Adam.
So does she. It looks like she is going to make her way to her feet and eventually to the Manitoba bench. We'll take a peek at the head bonks here on Access 7 Sports on your replay. Eventually. Cougars take the inbounds pass after the turnover, and it's Lindsay Lettingham in the game getting a return feed from Brittany Reed, then tipping off to Maya Kralikova. She will head to the line for 2 free throws after being fouled in the act. That whistle goes on number 8, Kate Flett, her 4th foul. Manitoba's likely got around 10 to 12 fouls in this game all told, Braden, and Kate Flett's got 4 of them.
Yeah, for a team that's doesn't have the depth of the Cougars, I'm sure the Bisons would greatly miss Kate Flett, who's played a lot of minutes so far. And Pam Dennis recognizes that, sends Flett off for a break.
21-point Cougar lead, and Lindsay Lettingham is on an island. She thought she was inbounding to the Manitoba Bisons. Instead, we'll run back and play some defense.
I don't know what happened there, Adam.
The rookie is going to get hazed, I'm sure, once she returns to the bench.
Big grins all over on the Cougar bench.
Easy to smile when you're up 21. Lodge Zaparnik gathers the offensive rebound after Manitoba came up shy. Now they set up the offense to the floor. It's Alea Bouye that time. Swing pass. Now it's down low, working in the post. Up and good with the left hand. Jenna Ralston puts in 2 for Manitoba as the Bisons now show a press, but it does look like Megan Churkis will break that over the timeline, no problem. Let's have a little hypothetical conversation here, Braden, with the Cougars up 19. Obviously this year, pretty cut and dry what's going to happen. We have a competitive team. We're going to make our way to nationals and in all likelihood make a pretty serious run at things. What happens 2 or 3 years down the line here when a lot of these 5th-year players are vacant? Who steps up? Who do you see stepping up? And maybe the state of this program in the next, say, 2 to 5 years?
Well, I know all the coaches are high on Lindsay Lettingham. She's played sparingly at best so far this year, but she's only a first year and playing behind this many 5th years. You can't expect her to have too much in the way of floor time. Also sitting on the bench is a girl named Sarah Petrovich, Adam, and by all accounts, she's improving greatly during practice. She is redshirting this year, and she was a former teammate of Lettingham actually during high school. And of course, Brittany Reed will only be a 3rd year next year. So she's going to be a huge part of the offense and will continue to be so for a couple years down the road.
Manitoba shooting 2 free throws. Timeout on the floor. I'm going to pick that conversation up after the timeout here. We've got more to talk about, but I'm sure Dave Taylor does as well. So let's listen in to the 3rd-year head coach.
Get up on him. Because they're all sitting there like this. That just gets tough for everybody else to guard. You've got help behind you. Now, it doesn't mean you can get beat on a straight line. But remember, we can get up in ball pressure because we got people behind you. Okay, make them a little uncomfortable. Make them a little uncomfortable. Okay, down here, let's just run actually, let's run 44T once. Off of a miss, off of a miss, not a make, because it takes us a while. If it's a made basket and we press break, just go into Cougar, because we need to go something a little quicker. Okay, you got Letty coming middle. Okay, Joe, you got to get there quick. Okay, you can see we can throw it diagonals. Okay, just be smart defensively. Let's go.
Thank you very much, Dave Taylor, and to the fine folks at Access Television for hooking us up with some behind-the-scenes access there. Speaking of behind-the-scenes access, there's a big MMA fight tonight, and we're going to see a knee to the head here on a replay. Eventually, Megan Churgis comes in with the George St. Pierre like knee to the chops. Alea Bouye at the line, knocks down the first free throw. And is off the mark on the second. There's the Cougars tipping the ball off Manitoba. No, it's off Brittany Reed on the rebound, so Manitoba will maintain. All right, Braden, so we were talking about the Cougars down the line. How much does, these past couple years and now the success the team is having this year, how much does that help as far as recruiting is concerned? And do the 3 years of success that they've had lately set them up for really, decades of success down the line?
Oh, absolutely, Adam. And it's not just the last 3 years, of course, where they've had the big success. Jeff Speedy and Christine Stapleton they've had huge hands in building this program. And they had a recruit here the other day from Ontario. So I know, being nationally recognized at the Cougars really helps with national recruiting.
So Cougars basketball, at least on the ladies' side, looks to be healthy and should be successful for many years to come. Turnover here as they do lead 19 right now, 55-37. 3 minutes, 26 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Manitoba brings the ball over the timeline. It's Whitney Lodge-Zaparnik, knocked to the floor by Merrill Jordan. Merrill, I assure you, would not hurt a fly, but that time a little over-aggressive on the defensive side. Picks up her first foul. 5th team, and Manitoba heads to the line. Lodge-Zaparnik, the 5'5" first-year player out of Winnipeg. Rattles down the first free throw attempt. And much the same on the second, so it's 55-39. Manitoba still kind of hanging around, but you just get the feel from this game, Braden, that it is the Cougars kind of imposing their will. And like we talked about, trying some new things here. Dave Taylor has experimented with a few rotations here tonight as far as personnel is concerned. That shot is off the mark, and it'll be Kenyon fighting for the rebound amidst 3 brown jerseys. And eventually it is Manitoba with possession. High post, nice pass, slicing the lane, knocked to the ground. Once again, it's Jenna Ralston. Of course, the Cougars are in the penalty, so Ralston heads to the line with a chance for more points with the clock stopped.
That foul goes to Okanagan Falls' own Jackie Kenyon. That's her first of the day.
Chelsea Casano and Ashley Washira back in the game. Sorry, Brendan.
Oh, you just said what I was about to.
Great minds think alike. Ralston at the line, 5'10", third-year player out of Mission, British Columbia. Nothing but nylon on both cracks as Manitoba, my mistake, crawls back. 14 points now. And once again, Braden, now the Cougars had the 20-point lead in this quarter. It has fallen back down to what was the halftime spread now. As Kenyon drives the lane, now dishes back to Washira, getting plenty of minutes tonight with Stacey Walker sideline in the street clothes there, as we see on the bench. Spinning in the lane, no traveling violation whistle. The foul instead. Healthy break there for the Cougars. And they're going to call it in the act of shooting as well, so all's good in Cougarland as Kenyon gets 2 shots from the stripe.
There's been a couple of traveling calls that I think were missed on both sides so far, Adam.
Little NBA basketball never hurt anybody. In the sense that they don't call traveling in the National Basketball Association. As my partner gives me a very bizarre looking, what are you talking about look.
I was going to bring up the Kermit Washington incident. But
I think we expired our crazy NBA references last time out with the World Be Free and the Tree Rollins and all sorts of crazy references. Lindsay Lettingham to inbound in front of the Manitoba bench, leading by 15. Nice flash there by Washira. Thought she had Jackie Kenyon, but had the ball tipped away, and now it's Cherkis to set things up. Calling for a screen, doesn't get it. Instead passes off to Casano through her hands, and good save there. It's backcourt violation whistled. Scrambled possession there for the Cougars, and a chance for Manitoba to crawl even closer now, trailing 56-41.
There's a nice effort by Casano here. Team up 15 late in the third, and she goes diving into the bench. And reintroduces herself to assistant coach Steve Burrows.
Kayla Klassen. Manitoba really sporting the same 5 all throughout here. They've played a lot of minutes. Klassen now near corner. It's Jenna Ralston. Skip pass across the court. Michelle Hines through the lane. Up with a couple of hands. No good. And there's Chelsea Casano ripping down the glass. Cherkis. Down low, it's Kenyon. Nice recovery there by Lindsay Lettingham to scoop up that pass. And with the offensive rebound, it's Jackie Kenyon going up, being fouled. And now making a trip to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, Kenyon got hammered from behind by Paulish in there. Paulish will draw her first foul of the afternoon. I almost said evening. But of course, the one and only afternoon, well, besides tomorrow, one of 2 afternoon games for the Cougars this year.
Definitely not used to the afternoon basketball action, but it's senior night, I guess you could call it, as far as volleyball is concerned. And that's up next as we take a listen into Dave Taylor.
Okay? Right things in the press break. Jess can inbound. Okay, run middle. Look deep. Okay, we stopped doing that. Then in the half court, post, you got to be way more active. If we're Cougars, we can't. We need somebody flashing the high post.
Every time the passing comes, you guys do double teams. I think they're the post.
The problems offensively right now, to be honest, is nobody's really, like, we're not popping hard to get open. We're not cutting hard. Like, we've lost a step and we're not getting open. Okay, so everything's dying on us. So,
Here we go, guys. Here we go. Here we go.
Dave Taylor preaching the same message, intensity, and harder cuts, make things crisp. His team leading by 15. The coach just trying to keep things energetic out there. Does not want his team napping and allowing Manitoba to creep up. Kenyon knocks down the first free throw. Both teams continuing to shoot the free throws relatively well. Manitoba doing a very good job at 86%. And with those two, the Cougars are right at the 70% mark. 58-41, the home team leads. Jab fake there by Ralston, skips it across the court to Hines. Defense there by Cherkis. Now Cassano and Cherkis both peel off. They didn't switch, and it allowed for an open layup, but it was off the mark. And Klassen comes up with the offensive rebound.
Manitoba with a little size out there themselves now, Adam. Was Colleen Dorian, the 6'3" rookie, is out there.
And that's her knocking down the shot right on cue. Yeah, not sure why Pam Danis didn't elect to show some size earlier in the game when Cassano and Reed were really imposing their will down low, but they will have a challenge down low now with, like Braden said, Dorian into the game for the first time. There's a skip pass. Cherkis way off the mark on that three ball, and there's a rebound for Dorian, making an impact.
Give me that ball, says Chelsea Cassano,
Yeah,
as she just rips it from the Manitoba player.
That'll be a turnover. No, pardon me, the Cougars now have possession arrow. Manitoba will inbound on the baseline, trailing 15. 34 seconds remaining in this third quarter here from the CKHS on campus at the University of Regina. Pass to the right wing, it's Kayla Klassen spinning her way through the lane. Trio of defenders there surrounding Klassen. Pass to the right wing now, top of the key. Good fake and a pass for a wide open three ball. Paulishin is off the mark, and there's Lynch. Doing what she does best, Braden, fighting for boards and just playing like the scrappy baller that she is.
Shot didn't fall, but that was some nice ball movement by Manitoba in that last possession. That three-pointer would have brought them within 12, but instead it didn't go. Now we're having a 15-point ball game after 3 quarters here.
58-43 is the score on the Access 7 Sports Channel. Adam Geiger and Braden Conchu on the play-by-play and color commentary. Let's send you to Dave Taylor and see what he thinks about the first 3 quarters of play.
we're not catching, we're not running, we're getting out-rebounded. Like, this is a waste of time. You guys just look like you're just on remote control. We haven't earned this yet. Okay, like, if you guys really want to beat good teams, you got to play a hell of a lot better than this. And don't think it just happens, because you can't. You've shown you don't have the ability to keep it going. Okay, focus right now and get back out there and play Cougar basketball, not the crap show. Let's go. Yeah.
Well, Dave Taylor's halftime speech there pretty much summed up the first 3 quarters that we've been talking about. The Cougars, they're going to be facing some tough competition in the next month or so. And although they're not seeing maybe the toughest, the creamiest of the crop tonight, he wants them to play like they are. And he told us it's a waste of time, but I assure you can keep your television on. This is not a waste of time.
Yeah, Cougars jumped out to that early lead, but since then, Adam, play's been kind of even. They were up 19-4 at one point, and 2 quarters later, that lead is still 15 for the Cougars, so it's been a fairly even game since then.
Yeah, they have extended that lead out to 20 at one point here in this quarter, but at the same time, there are moments in this game where they have looked listless, I guess you could say. But that kind of comes with the territory. I know as a coach, you're really trying to get your team to play 100% for 40 minutes, but when you're up 14, when you're up 20 in a game that really doesn't mean anything as far as the standings are concerned, it's tough psychologically to keep yourself, in the moment. And, as much as Dave Taylor would love to see his team go 100% for 40 minutes, it's, kind of fighting human nature to do so. But let's see what the Cougars have for the next 10 as Lynch comes off the mark. Now Cherkis gets it over to Schmidt. She'll try her hand. At a 3-ball, it's off the mark, but working hard on the offensive glass, it's Chelsea Casano. Here's Casano now, playing away from the basket, now flashes through the hole. Working for position. Good job by Aliyah Bouye to hold her out.
Yeah, I was just going to say it, Adam. You really got to admire the job that Aliyah Bouye has done. She's been matched up against Casano and Reed all night long, and considering the size differential that she has, she's doing a good job.
Well, you've got the second-year player, Aliyah Bouye, matched up against the fifth-year and perennial all-star player, Chelsea Casano. So you mentioned earlier that Manitoba's a young team. They're getting some valuable experience points here tonight, and definitely should help them, not maybe this year, but down the line. Playing these games against tough opponents, you only get better by playing the best. There's the best coming way off the mark that time, and it's Manitoba running the floor the opposite way. Trailing 60-45. 8 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the game. Near corner, it's Ralston. Top of the key, Michelle Hines. 7 on the shot clock. Hines comes off the screen now, picks up the dribble. It's going to have to be Ralston with 2 on the clock. She throws it up and gets it to go. Not the prettiest of possessions, but Manitoba gets it to work.
Doesn't necessarily have to look good to count for 2 there, Adam. As I show every Monday here.
Yeah, I based my entire basketball career on that little snippet. Megan Cherkis crosses over, goes through the lane. That one was pretty, but it doesn't pay off. This time she works hard for a rebound, picks up the garbage points, and the lead is back up to 15.
We call those second chance points, Adam.
I guess, yeah.
Sounds much better than garbage points.
That was more of a hockey throw up there, the garbage goal. Stolen away. Rebecca Schmidt running the floor this time on the lazy Manitoba pass, trying to do it all herself and use the English. Couldn't get it to fall, but there's Carmen Stewart spinning one off the backboard and in. We haven't seen much of Carmen Stewart tonight, Braden, but 9 points in the few minutes that she has been out there.
Yeah, she started the game, played the first. She was part of that Cougar run in the first few minutes, and really hasn't seen a whole lot of floor time here. Only 9 minutes.
Lynch running the floor. Lead pass to Rebecca Schmidt, off the mark on another layup. Perhaps the concentration fleeting just a tad on that layup attempt with the 17-point lead. Out of bounds, and a fresh set of checks coming in for the Cougars. Geisen, Reed, and Jordan come in. Schmidt, Casano, and Lynch make a trip to the bench. Michelle Hines on the baseline into Aliyah Bouye. No break for Aliyah Bouye. Hey, she deals with Chelsea Casano for a solid 5 minutes, and then when she finally exits the game, in comes Brittany Reed. No letdown whatsoever for the Cougars.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire for Aliyah Bouye.
I like that. Here comes Gabby Geisen. Stop, pop, and dropping from the elbow. Gabby pours in her 9th point of the night. Playing a solid game here is Gabby this afternoon. Cougars back up in front by 19. That one's knocked away. Home team playing with some energy here, just like their coach pleaded for them to do in the last time. Whoa! Meryl Jordan goes for a surf on the pad there.
That really was a surf, Adam. She skidded for a good 2 feet on that pad there.
That wave nearly turned into a brick wall, but she was able to hop off before anything tragic happened. Timeout on the floor. Manitoba takes this one. Let's send you to Dave Taylor and see what he has to say.
Okay? Okay. Run it if you get a good look. Otherwise, run offense. You want to go one? Okay.
1-3-1. Okay, we're going to stay 1-3-1 from here. Okay, a couple minutes.
If the point dribbles to the wing, does it stay?
The point dribbles to the wing, then just pass it.
There's like 3 people on the ball.
Pass it. Or you stay and then the wing. Her question is if the point guard dribbles to the wing, right? What does she do? Like, we can pass it around, preferably just exchange.
Okay, we gotta go. Let's go. Let's go. We gotta go. We go. 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 They're going to throw it in.
Dave Taylor wanting his team to just keep going. Go, go, go. They just make it back onto the court in time for Manitoba to inbound. With the ball, it's Michelle Hines trailing by 19 with 6:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. And once again, it's a Manitoba player hitting the deck. This time it's Kate Flett, the fourth-year guard out of Winnipeg. Sent to the free throw line on the foul by Megan Cherkis. First free throw is perfecto that time for number 8. And splashes in the second as well. 66-49 Cougars. Meryl Jordan hopping her way across the timeline. Had it knocked away temporarily, but regains possession. Now hands off to Megan Cherkis. Jordan. Pass knocked away by Alea Bouye. Good job. Now she runs the floor. Doesn't get the lead pass, but it is the Bisons sprinting towards the Cougar basket. Pass back out. Good ball movement here by Manitoba, trying to free themselves for an open look. Flett. There's that open look. Kayla Klassen doesn't get it to go. The outside shooting has been a problem for the visitors tonight as Geisen tries her hand at the 3 ball. In and out. Rebound Stewart, and she is fouled heading to the line for 2 free throws.
It's one of the toughest shots in basketball, Adam, to pull up on a fast break and launch the three-pointer.
A lot of teams love doing it, though, if you have numbers coming back on the fast break. You can put up that quick 3-point attempt, try to hit the jackpot, and if not, in most cases, you'll have the offensive rebounders there, as was Carmen Stewart. She goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line. And it's Geisen on the floor fighting for the rebound, but Manitoba comes away with it. Cougars look like they will head to 15-4 on the year. Of course, already having that division clinched. And in all likelihood, it'll be 7-12 for Manitoba. And I believe that would lock up second place for Winnipeg with only 3 games remaining.
I believe you're right, Adam.
Bisons with possession. Skip pass goes across, nearly knocked away by Cherkis. Now it's stolen. Cherkis and Jordan have a chance to run the floor. Pass goes in front to Merrill. Knocked away and off the front of the rim hard. And there's a baseball pass down the floor and knocked away by Carmen Stewart. So both teams pushing the action. No points to show for it, though, as we sit 5 minutes even into this fourth quarter. 67-49 Cougars.
I think Winnipeg might have had second place locked up already because Manitoba needed to win all 4 games left just to tie. And I think Winnipeg has the season series over the Bisons. So it will be Manitoba at Winnipeg in the Great Plains Division semifinal. Winner of that will come and face the Cougars in the Great Plains Division final, which will begin Thursday, February 19th.
And the winner of that goes to the Canada West Final Four, which is where?
I believe it'll be at Simon Fraser. But Game 2 of that division final will go here on February 20th, and Game 3, if necessary, will be televised right here on Access 7 on Saturday, February 21st.
Plenty of basketball in the next month and a half here in Regina. Get out and watch it because there's not much as far as elite athletics going on in Regina. You've got Pats hockey and really Cougars athletics. So get out and watch these basketball teams as they make their way towards potentially a national championship. The men's team is playing well too, Braden. Don't count them out. They're on deck next here on Access Sports, hoping to pull out a big win and give themselves a chance at first place in the division.
Yeah, if the men can get out of the Great Plains Division into the Canada West Final Four, you just never know what might happen there.
Running the floor, it's Gabby Geisen spinning and hitting front rim on the shot. It's knocked away and picked up on the defensive glass by Kayla Klassen.
Sure, the Cougar men would love to pick up their first CIS tournament appearance since '89.
Faced the likes of Carleton in Ottawa. I was watching them earlier this week.
10,000 fans on hand for that one.
Nice looking gym they've got there in at Carleton. Foul on the floor. Rebecca Schmidt is whistled for the infraction. That would be her. They don't have her on the scoreboard.
I think that's Becky's 4th foul.
So one more and she will take a seat for the rest of the evening, but shouldn't be a problem as the Cougars do have this one well within control, leading 67-50 as Brittany Reed comes up with a rejection. And that leads to a shot clock violation as Manitoba was unable to hit rim in 24. So the Cougars inbound on the baseline. Speaking of 24, how good is season 7 looking, Braden? Braden doesn't watch 24, never mind. Maya Kralikova skips it left corner. Meryl Jordan open. It's Gabby Geisen splashing it in. Gabby Geisen making her way towards potentially being the leading scorer tonight. That's 12 points. And that is good for the leading scorer clip right now. For all the talk we gave Gabby earlier in the game about how she has struggled a little bit here this year, playing an outstanding game on Saturday afternoon here in Regina.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, Gabby does have big game ability. You remember the 28 points she put up against Simon Fraser last year in the Canada West semifinal game.
Kralikova fighting hard in traffic for a rebound and gets 2 points out of the deal.
Those 28 points from Gabby essentially booked their bus trip to Saskatoon.
And I think the philosophy on the offensive end has kind of shifted into the way of feed the post first and then send it back out to the guards. So that may have an effect on Gabby's scoring dip. A lot of her points may be transferred over into the hands of Cassano and Reed and Schmidt and Lynch. Turnover stolen. Running the floor, it's Katie Flett into Cougar traffic and a little too aggressively as the offensive foul is called. Much to the delight of James Pitsula, superfan there on the sidelines.
Kate Flett kind of lowered the shoulder there into Lindsay Lettingham.
72-50 as Rebecca Schmidt goes behind the back. Cougars with a big lead, and it's really been in control throughout. We've seen the Cougars on a few occasions this year struggle with their intensity and their energy against some of these lower-ranked teams, but not tonight. While there have been times where Manitoba has creeped back into the game, it's really been all Regina all the way. Mortier now top of the key. It's Jenna Ralston. She's been out there really throughout. Gets a return pass, now goes up from the baseline off the mark, but there is Polishyn for the rebound. Once again, the layup is off, and Jackie Kenyon gobbles up the rebound.
Had a nice chat with Becky Schmidt before the game, Adam. She told me how to tell her and her twin sister apart, so I was very grateful for that.
You want to fill me in? Because
well, apparently Jessie has braces and Becky doesn't. And Becky also has a chickenpox mark on her forehead, she says.
That's easy enough because they're both smiling most of the time, so it's easy to distinguish there with the braces. Becky, one of the brighter personalities on the Cougars roster, and she's got a picture of herself in the hallway, so that always helps. Translating that smile into FaceTime on the Cougar mural out there in the front of the CKHS. Manitoba dials in 2 points, now trailing by 20 with time just whittling off the clock. The Cougars more than willing to just dribble this one out.
Cougars, I don't believe, have lost to Manitoba since the Bisons beat them in the 2007 playoffs.
2 straight years of success. Regina up against Manitoba, and that will continue tonight with both teams back on the floor tomorrow. Meryl Jordan takes the inbounds pass. 1:20 left on the game clock as Washira drives, goes up and is fouled, so she'll make a trip to the free throw line. Check that. They will call the foul before the act of shooting, so Washira is going to inbound on that baseline. into Rebecca Schmidt. Step back, now passes top of the key to Lindsay Lettingham. She'll drive and go off the glass with the right hand. There's a rebound. Jenna Ralston. Manitoba runs the floor. Plenty of contact. No foul, and the Cougars will take over as the ball is out of bounds. Brittany Reed coming back into the game. Rebecca Schmidt will take her final exit tonight. .20 lead for the Cougars. 1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter. This one has been anything but in doubt for the duration. The Cougars hopped out to an early 20-4 lead, Braden, and really imposed their will throughout, cruising to an easy division win.
Yeah, the Bisons never really threatened to get back into this, Adam. I mean, they never really fell behind too much, but they never really, I don't think they got that lead down under 10 at all.
It's been double digits since the first 2.5 minutes of the first quarter. Just a dominating all-around performance. Credit the coaching staff for keeping the energy level high there on the bench. And tip your hats to the players, too. They have done an outstanding job. Namely, Gabby Geisen, Chelsea Casano, Brittany Reed, just to name a few. Always, though, it's a team effort with the Cougars whenever they're on the floor. Doesn't change tonight as that one's off the mark, rebounded, and back up 4-2, Maria Polishin. Ashley Washira just instructed to dribble some timeout, gets it off to Jordan. Fans starting to file in here. The men's game is up next, so stay tuned on Access 7 Sports. Geiger and Konshu will be back with the likes of Jeff Lekomsky, Paul Schubach, Jamal Williams, Jordy McFarland, and Chris Heshka. There's the starting five for you. Meryl Jordan is off the mark. The rebound is picked up by Manitoba, but that is all she wrote. The fat lady was singing about 35 minutes ago, but we finally made our way to the finish. 72-54. Cougars come up with the big win. Take a peek at some quick stats before we sign off and get you to the men's game.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Gabby Geisen did end up leading the Cougars in scoring. She had 12. Megan Cherkis and Carmen Stewart both had 10 points. We'll take a quick break here and be right back for the men's game here on Access 7 Sports.
Hey basketball fans, welcome back to the Center for Kinesiology, Health and Sport. My name is Adam Geiger, sitting beside the color commentator tonight, Braden Konshu. Braden, big game here tonight for the Cougars, equally as big for the Manitoba Bisons, but for different reasons. The Cougars, having clinched a playoff berth already, just hoping to sew up that first seed and host the Great Plains Division Final. Manitoba still scrapping just to get into the postseason party.
Yeah, Manitoba comes in with a, I don't know what the heck just happened there in the opening tip, but Lukomsky came swooping in for the steal.
That's just Jeff being Jeff.
Yeah, Manitoba's 5-14. They're one win up on Winnipeg, who's 4-14.
The Cougars sporting the goals tonight, and they start off with a nice flash to the hole by Paul Schubach. 2 quick points and an early Cougar lead. Lekomsky and Schubach in the backcourt. Heshka, Williams, and Jordan McFarland in the Cougar front court. The same starting five we've seen pretty much throughout this year, and they force a turnover on the defensive side. Good start for the men, and they would do well to equalize the energy that the women had in their opener, where they started off to a 24 lead. Heshka, skip pass. Oh, Jeff Lekomsky's wide open. You cannot do that if you're Manitoba. Normally we see Jeff shoot it from beyond the arc, but this time he goes in for the layup.
There's that whooping crane we talked about last game, Adam. The attempted layup by Lukanski falls for two. It was a nice little drive by him, too.
Manitoba with possession. It's Nathan Dixon, the fourth-year player out of Saskatoon. Top of the key. The big man dials it up and might want to think about camping out in the paint next time, as that was way off. Ian Dickey, nothing but air out of Steinbach, Manitoba. Cougars with a 4-0 lead, looking for more. Free throw line. Schubach down low, threw that one to space. Out of bounds, and that's the first Cougar turnover, pardon me. 1 minute and 16 seconds into this first quarter.
A little miscommunication by the Cougars there, as Paul Schubach thought Chris Heska was going to continue cutting through, but Heska peeled off to the right. And Schubach had a nice bounce pass to the lady in the front row.
Dan Purvis Collins with the ball, the second-year player out of Winnipeg. Tried to skip one into his teammate down low, Myron Dean. Off a Cougar player out of bounds. And the visitors will toss in from the baseline. Eric Garcia is the man for the job. Pardon me, Nathan Dixon. Top of the key now, Chris Pariah. Puts the ball on the floor, drives on Jamal Williams. Good defense. The big man forces a 24-second violation. Jamal Williams was switched off on the smaller player there, but the big man has quick feet and did not allow Pariah to get to the hole. 24-second turnover gives McFarland a chance to inbound to Paul Schubach. As Shuby brings the ball over the timeline, now gets it into the hands of Jamal. Right corner. Now 19 feet away from the basket, it's Chris Heska, jab fake. Back to McFarland, this time on the near side. Jamal working down low, spinning in the lane, has it swatted away. Myron Dean. Once again, it's Myron Dean, 2 blocks on Jamal. And the Manitoba Bisons return the favor, a 24-second shot clock violation. Teams flashing the defensive leather here early in the game, Braden.
That was a nice play by Myron Dean, the 6'5" Dean blocking the 6'5" Jamal Williams, not once but twice there in the span of about 5 seconds.
Pariah goes up with a jump shot from about 15 feet, gets it to go. And Manitoba cracks the scoreboard, trailing 4-2. 7 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in this first. Down low, it's Chris Heska working in the post, getting it to go. Chris Heska's a guy that, much like Jessica Lynch on the women's side, is the spark plug for the team out there. And whether it be a dunk or a block, as we see one from Jordan McFarland there, Chris Heska is usually the guy injecting energy into this Cougar lineup. And Jeff Lekomsky with his 3 balls doesn't hurt either. Going to the line, it's Chris Pereira out of East St. Paul, Manitoba. 5th-year player, 6'1", 185. Gets the first free throw to fall. 6-3 Cougars early in this game, 7:14 remaining in the opening quarter. Second free throw is off the mark, and after bouncing around a couple of times, Chris Heska gobbles up the basketball. Cougars 9-9 on the year. Like we talked about earlier in the ladies' game, they have lost 3 in a row, though. And what once looked to be a pretty shut, closed envelope for the Cougars winning this division is now going to take some impressive play in the next couple of weekends.
Yeah, Cougars do need to win one this weekend and then defeat Brandon twice at home next weekend. So tall order, but definitely not out of the realm of possibility, Adam.
Collins off the mark, grabs his own rebound. Now kicks out. Eric Garcia steps back on a nice fake, drains the 18-footer. 2 points Manitoba, and with some energy in this game early, 8-5.
I was talking to Steve Burrows, assistant coach, during one of the practices this week, and he told me to expect an absolute barrage of 3-pointers from the Manitoba Bisons, and they are by far the league leaders in that category, Adam.
Jeff Lekomsky is a man who can shoot a 3-ball himself. He may have to do so. 4 on the shot clock. Puts it up from way downtown, but that's Jeff Lekomsky's range as he splashes that one in. His first of the night, and I've got a sneaking suspicion it won't be the last. Dan Purvis Collins dribbled himself into a trap there on the baseline. Now passes back to Myron Dean. Garcia, nice fake once again, has an open look. Dials it in from 18 feet. Garcia 2 times now has faked the defender into the air and has got 2 points out of the deal.
Yeah, coming into the weekend, Manitoba had 570 3-point attempts on the season. It's like having 4 Jeff Lukomskis on your team. It'd be an interesting
That's a lot
team,
of
to say the
attitude,
least.
yeah, that's for sure. 13-7 Cougars after Chris Heshka put in an easy 2 points on the opposite side. And Manitoba answers right back, that time from the free throw line. Number 5, Nathan Dixon, gets it to fall. So after a pretty defensive opening break, both teams opening up the lid on the offensive side. Lukomski's played a big part, 5 points so far. And once again, it's Myron Dean with the rejection, but a foul on the play. And Lukomski gets 2 chances from the free throw stripe. Lukomski good on the first. Jeff, of course, one of the pure shooters on this Cougar roster. Good from the free throw line, great from beyond the arc. And
7 points already for Lukomski. He's on pace for about 56 tonight.
Sounds about right. Jeff's career high, I believe, is 39. Manitoba with possession. It's Chris Pereira putting up a 3-point shot. Like Braden said, we see plenty of tonight. That one is off the mark. And the Cougars come back the other way. In the lane, it's Jamal Williams up and off the mark. There's Byron Dean flying through the lane. That could have easily been goaltending as he knocked it away as it was sitting on the rim.
Mr. Dean is above the rim a lot, Adam.
Yeah, no kidding. You mentioned Manitoba leading the league in 3-point attempts. I'd be interested to see how much they make. It's one thing to put them up. It's another thing to hit them.
They live and die by that outside shot, Adam. And judging by the 5-14 record, I'd say it's been more fatal than not for the Bisons this year.
Jamal Williams off on the first free throw. Not so much on the second as he connects. 16-9, the Cougars have quietly creeped up to a 7-point lead. Manitoba inbounds as the Cougars show a bit of full court pressure here. It's Lukomski and McFarland working that, but Manitoba now throws it away off the Cougars out of bounds, so there'll be 16 on the clock once Manitoba inbounds.
These two teams meeting for the 3rd time this season. The Cougars scored 74-68 and 88-82 wins over the Bisons earlier this month in Winnipeg.
So these teams play fairly close affairs, Braden, it would seem. And just a 7-point lead early here for the Cougars, so expect a tightly contested affair here this afternoon or tonight, whatever time you are watching on Access 7. Right now it's this afternoon, so let's go with that. Saturday around 3 o'clock here at the CKHS, enjoying some afternoon basketball with senior night on the volleyball court, taking the evening precedent. Running the floor, it's Jordan McFarland, goes up with a layup attempt. A lot of contact, no whistle, but they do grab the offensive glass, and Lukomski drives the lane, passes off to McFarland, and on the return feed has it go through his hands into the important seats there on the sidelines, out of bounds. Manitoba takes over.
Very important seats, Adam.
Anytime you're sitting courtside, you know you're doing something right. Manitoba with possession. Off a screen this time. Down low, it's Myron Dean. You see him play some solid defense. This time the offense is not there as he comes short on the way up, and Jamal Williams runs back the opposite way. Shuback can shoot a 3 or 2, decides to pass off this time. McFarland's going to jack one up from beyond the arc and comes up empty. Last time we saw the Cougars here at the CKHS, it was Jordan McFarland missing a couple of key 3-pointers in a loss to the Huskies.
Yeah, that was with the Cougars threatening to come back there in the middle quarters.
Down by, I believe it was 10, and Jordan had 2 open 3-point attempts that on consecutive possessions that would have cut it down to 7, potentially 4. The Huskies, though, played a solid game just all around, and you can't fault Jordan for just those 2 shots coming up shy.
Oh, you never pin a loss on just one guy in any sport, Adam. Well, Bill Buckner, maybe.
Well said. Very well said. Jeff Lukomski crosses over a few times behind the back, working his way to the lane, and now passes back to Jordan. Sorry, Braden.
That's the point in the broadcast where you hope women's basketball coach Dave Taylor was listening.
Why is that?
Big Red Sox fan.
The big Red Sox fan that he is, yes. Well, he's had some reasons to smile in the past few years, even though Tampa dethroned him this year. Running the floor, it's Jeff Lekomsky spinning and eventually gaining composure to go up for a layup. 8 minutes in, Jeff Lekomsky has 9 points. Something we are not shy of seeing is Jeff Lekomsky scoring points. He has definitely been the go-to guy this year for the home team. Near pocket here is Manitoba driving the lane. Pass back to Dean was knocked away, and Lekomsky comes away with the Cougar steal. 2:15 remaining in the opening quarter. Cougars have a 6-point lead, looking for more. McFarland, near side here, it's Dubnarowicz in the game for the first time. Way long on that shot, and Manitoba gathers the rebound and runs. Garcia, stolen away by Lekomsky. Let's see if he can break the defense. Goes in himself, off the backboard, and good. There may have been contact too, no foul. But Lekomsky does pick up the 2 points. Timeout on the floor, and we love listening in to James Hillis, so let's do that here on Access 7.
Yeah, with it. So play him as a shooter. Okay, you got to be physical with him. You got fouls to give, so that's okay. All right. Okay, you're still a point. Okay, wing. Yes. Yeah. Defensively. Video. Yeah, big.
Yeah, let's just go to replay here, guys. We're going to leave it. Now working, I don't know. I got to make myself go.
Well, apparently James Hillis mic'd himself, so we have some problems on the sideline. We'll try to get those figured out. But from now, it is an 8-point Cougar lead. 2 minutes remaining, just shy of 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. And it's been the Jeff Lekomsky show, Braden. 9 points and plenty of energy. 2 ones. 11 points for Jeff Lekomsky and plenty of energy for the little guy. Run and show for the home team as you see him go up and in with the layup there on your Access 7 replay.
Yeah, he's shown some great composure so far in the offensive end, Adam.
His look-alike, Sterling Nostad, on the floor, playing defense on the far wing. Manitoba, nice pass down low. Myron Dean above the rim. Braden Conchu said a couple of minutes ago, and there's the exclamation point on that sentence as Dean slams it down for 2 and cuts the lead to 6.
You know, Adam, he's actually lucky that ball went in. He just about missed that dunk and rattled home on the second attempt, I think.
There's been more than one dunk missed on that net before, I assure you that. Not mentioning any names. Sterling Nostad dials it in from long distance. Sterling from beyond the arc this year hasn't made a lot of noise, but here knocks down his first attempt. Manitoba trying to answer. That one is short. The rebound picked up and off the mark again. O.J. Odick getting consoled there by Myron Dean, who nearly ripped the rim down on his last score. Cougars 23. Bison's 14 as Schubach steals the inbounds pass and then is fouled aggressively by Myron Dean. That will be just the 13th foul, though, on Manitoba, so no free throws with Schubach to inbound. Back into the game, Jamal Williams as Chris Heshka takes a seat. And Sterling Nostad passes off to Jeff Lekomsky, who will run show. And the point for the Cougars.
Manitoba actually playing this game without their second leading scorer, Adam. C.J. Wicker came into the game averaging 13.4 points a game. He is not here. He was scratched before the game.
Shumi.
For reasons unknown.
Sterling Nostad comes off on his second free throw attempt. Missing out on a weekend in Regina. What are you thinking?
Get back in there.
James Hillis' mic is working. Foul on the floor. First foul on Lekomsky, second team foul on the Cougars, so plenty of room for wiggle as far as fouls are concerned. And Jordan McFarland will come into the game, giving Jeff a quick 30-second break. That's the time remaining in the first quarter.
I think that scared the dickens out of both of us. James Hillis letting us know in no uncertain terms that his mic is indeed on.
Let's hope we can listen into him on our next time out with the mic now working. Odick is off the mark. And the shot clock is now turned off, or it should be anyways.
A lot of contact there on Odick's layup, but no foul called on Cougars.
Foul called back the other way as I believe Schuback is with, no, just out of bounds is the call. 19 seconds on the clock, and a big spot here for Manitoba, trailing by 9. Could use a score here to cut that deficit down a little bit before we head to the second quarter. Nathan Dixon getting some last-second instructions from his coach, Rick Suffield, on the sidelines. Just puts up a 3-ball, counted. Dead on for a 3 that time, and Nostad trying to answer, almost had the distance, but the line was something, or left something to be desired. 6-point Cougar lead, 23-17 after 1. Let's take a listen into James Hillis as he discusses the finer points of basketball with Steve Burrows.
1-3-1 better, yeah. Nonetheless, tough shot, right?
These guys back.
Yeah, starters back. Okay.
They're back going, so
Circle, slam, whatever, yeah. Okay, let's go Manitoba. They're back zone. So go Manitoba, slam, okay, circle. Okay, Manitoba, circle. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, right, let's see if we can get inside slam hash. That one, come over. Curl it, and you know what? Even if that guy's and you curl, and he goes with you, be right there inside. Okay? Right, let's not mess up on these with Dixon here. Okay? My bad there. As soon as we saw him go 1-4 flat, we should have ran somebody at him. That's my bad. Okay, should have run a second guy at him, let somebody else make a play. Okay? All right. Know what we're doing here offensively? Okay. Man to man. Okay? If they go man to man, right, we just go 1-3-1 straight down. I don't think we need to do much else, do we? Deep? Go deep? Okay. All right, here we go.
go boys.
Hillis there, Braden, seems very open to input from his boys that are on the bench.
Not really. You gotta keep scoring at this rate, eh? Like that's the
Gotta keep scoring. Simple as that.
Jeff Lukomsky leads all players with 11 points. He's 4 for 4 from the field, 1 for 1 from beyond the arc, 2 for 2 from the line. He's having a good day so far, Adam. He's been pretty good on defense, too.
Jeff Lukomsky, always a figure on the offensive score sheet, and like Braden said, doing the job on the defensive end as well. Working on Dixon there. Pass down low, swatted away by Paul Schuback. Myron Dean flying through the lane once again, telling our referee that Schuback got part of the hand, but no whistle, and Manitoba will inbound on the baseline. Up top to Garcia. Dixon puts one up from way downtown. That one is just off the mark, but rebounded by Odick. Garcia, swing pass. It's Odick now in the short corner. Garcia now, it's in the free throw line extended. Odick puts the ball on the floor, top of the key. Garcia has to put a shot up, 6 on the clock. Back rim, no good, and there's Jamal Williams finally corralling a defensive rebound for the Cougars. Out of bounds, off of Manitoba.
Lukomsky also with a player efficiency rating of 11, Adam, which sounds good.
It's impressive. It's no -3. Most of the Cougar players are retreating to the defensive end. It looks like Manitoba will take over the inbounds pass. They will. The officials got together, discussed it, and decided that the Bisons take the extra possession. 23 for the home team, 17 for the visitors, and here's a double team. You heard James Hillis talk about Dean up there on Dixon. They send Jamal Williams out this time to help, and it nearly results in a turnover. Let's see if it does. The Cougars go to the floor. Jamal Williams fighting for it. It's off the referee, and Jeff Lukomsky gobbles it up. Running the floor, going up, and has it knocked away out of bounds. But good defense there by the Cougars, Braden, and nearly Took 2 points on the fast break out of it.
That was a great play by Jamal, too, to lay out on the floor for that ball and keep it alive. A little bit of pinball action as it hit a series of legs. We're finally coming to Lukomsky.
Timeout on the floor once again. Let's take a listen in to James Hillis as his Cougars lead 23-17 with 8:44 left in the second quarter.
I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Seems to be where they're going to start that. Go 2-1.
Okay. Or should we go 1-3-1 on that match and the ball comes out?
Can we do that?
Yeah, I think we can. Okay, they're talking about when we double that guy or when you went up and 1-4 flat. Okay, so if they go 4 flat, right, then we're going immediately 3. Okay, we're going immediately 3. Jordy, okay? So you're down. Okay, Jamal's on the wing. We got to get to those spots. Okay, let the ball come to wing and then we close. Once the ball comes to wing, then we're just going to match man. Whoever you got there, then we stay. We just want to get them out of that 1-4 set to begin with, right? You guys got that? Okay, so we see 1-4 low, we're going 3. So you get that guy, so you'll still be on the ball. Then Heskey, you just move up, and then we're strung across there. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hey.
Braden, Nathan Dixon, number 5 out there for the Manitoba Bisons, averaging 20.3 points a game, and it sounds like James Hillis, that's his primary concern, is neutralizing Dixon and then kind of letting the chips fall where they may and deal with everybody else.
Yeah, that's even more so now that the Bisons are without the services of C.J. Wicker, the 6'4" guard forward out of Saginaw, Michigan. That puts even more of an emphasis on Manitoba's offense on Dixon.
Paul Schubach's pass to Jordan McFarland was through the hands of Jordy, out of bounds. Nearly clipped one of our access cameramen, but he's all right. 6-point lead still for the Cougars. Early here in second quarter play, Jeff Lukomsky working from behind. Good defensive play. Jamal, he's got point guard-like skills and a big man's body running the floor, gets it done. Defense turns 2 points on the offensive side for the Cougars.
Cougars are looking pretty crisp so far, Adam. They're converting on their opportunities that they're making at the defensive end.
Oh, Jamal Williams came up with a big swat, but a foul is called on the play. Contact on the lower half of the body, it looked like. So Garcia heads to the line for 2 free throws, but his pride is a little on the bruised side, I would think.
6'5" Jamal Williams took a little piece off 5'8" Eric Garcia there.
That's really not fair.
Nobody said basketball was a fair game, Adam.
Matter-of-factly, I love it. Front rim, no good. And Jeff Lukomsky sports up the rebound. Hands off to his point guard, Paul Schubach, skipping his way over a half. Short corner, Jamal Williams got lost midway through that shot, threw it away. And now it's Manitoba back the other way. Shot is fake, now up by Pereira, no good, and Jamal rips down the rebound. Lead pass, running the floor, it's Heshka. Knocked out of bounds by Dixon. And Manitoba will inbound. Timeout on the floor. Regina will inbound, pardon me, on the baseline. When play does resume, we've got some replays and some James Hillis taking you to that.
Jamal Williams with a nice pass to Paul Schubach there, and then there's that big block, albeit with a foul attached to it on Garcia.
Well, with the volume down, you don't hear the whistle, so it still looks cool.
Hey, once that guy goes to the corner. Now, we're throwing passes to guys that aren't expecting it. The reason guys aren't expecting it is because they're expecting you to shoot. Because you're so wide open that they're going, well, he's got to be shooting now. It's an open shot. You guys are bonging it back and forth. It's the don't shoot Johnny show here. Like, shoot it, right? It's a good shot. That's a good shot, right? Like, we're passing these up. We got guys going to rebound the ball, and we're coming out of that. And you know what they do? They do a good job of pursuing down into the key, right? So shoot that, let the guy rebound it. Okay, come on, here we go. One green. One ball.
Was that the Don't Shoot Johnny show?
Yeah, apparently all 5 Cougars are starring. They have lead roles in the Don't Shoot Johnny show because, quite simply, James Hillis just wants his team to shoot more. I've never heard that before, and that's probably the last time we'll ever hear that. Jamal Williams does not shoot. Jordan McFarland does. It's off the mark and rebounded by Manitoba. That's interesting that James mentioned that in the timeout. I was talking to Jamal Williams earlier this week, just talking about Jeff Lekomsky and how important he is to the team. Jamal kind of looked outside of the box and said that Jeff's important. When he scores, it's important, of course, that he's putting points on the board, but when he touches the ball, the Cougars expect him to shoot every time, and they're crashing the offensive glass. So they need Jeff to keep shooting and to keep on his game just for that sole purpose alone, so the Cougars know what he's doing. Jeff's pretty fiery out there, and I can see how he would be unpredictable at times, but the Cougars and his teammates want him to keep shooting. Oftentimes you would think you'd want a guy to pass off more, but no, Jamal says they want him to put up as many shots as he sees fit.
I have a feeling that Jeff has no problem with that.
No,
Although he does only have the one three-pointer attempt on the night, which was good, of course, from a few feet behind the line with the shot clock about to expire.
Jeff Lekomsky's specialty, in other words. 100% on the night so far is Jeff. 4 for 4 from the field, one of those being that three-point shot.
Lekomsky having a little conversation with his fellow number 5, Nathan Dixon.
Cougars missed 2 free throws, but Jamal Williams makes up for that by grabbing an offensive board, putting in the layup, and then being fouled himself. So Cougars may indeed get 1 extra point out of this trip. All the bounces going the way of the Cougars tonight, not only in this game, but the ladies' game before this, where they came away 20-point victors. 3-point play completed by Jamal Williams, and the Cougars have extended it to 12. Stolen away, it's Jamal. Running the floor now. Lekomsky is spotting up for a transition 3. It's off the mark, but there's those offensive rebounders you see with numbers. Dobnarowicz, no good, or pardon me, Heshka, no good a couple of times. Grabs his own rebound, and now kicks it back, and the Cougars set up. Whoa, Jeff Lekomsky fit that between a rock and a hard place. There was no room for that pass, but he made it, and Jamal Williams comes up with the layup.
What an assist by Lekomsky. Fires an absolute laser beam over to Williams there. He's able to put it in.
I wonder if Jeff Lekomsky needs an intramural basketball team. Austin Bates running the floor. Paul Schubach off the mark. There's Bates grabbing his own rebound and puts it in. The Cougars spreading the floor, Braden, and now up to a 17-point lead. Manitoba has gone silent, really back on their heels here with the Cougars playing energetic on the defensive end and hitting shots on the opposite end. Sounds like winning basketball if you ask me. Nice fake there by Dixon. He frees himself for a 3 ball, but it's off the mark, and Jamal scoops up the board. Schubach running the floor. Bates open for 3. Count it. Austin Bates rattles it in. The Cougars lead 19 points. 36-17 is the score. And what was a 9-point game a minute and a half ago, Braden, is blown wide open.
It's amazing how much better a team can be at home than on the road, Adam. I don't know what goes into making a team so different, but the Cougars really are.
It's got to be the play-by-play crew. Chris Heshka fouled in the lane. Oh, nope. He was the one doing the fouling in the lane, apparently, as you see him spike the ball in frustration. Offensive foul called, and Chris Heshka being cooled down here by one of our officials. Those things are okay, though, when you're up by 19. Garcia with the ball, passes off. Now it's Manitoba setting up the offense. Dixon hands off. Garcia slices his way through the baseline. Now passes off to Dean, soaring through the air, off the mark, and Schubach picks up the rebound. Knocked away, stolen by Eric Garcia. He's got teammates with him. They set it up for a wide open look at a 3-ball, back rim, no good, and not there for his own rebound is Garcia, but picks up the ball on the Schubach save. Now the Cougars do take over possession and will set up the offense.
Manitoba already with 11 3-pointers on the night, Adam.
Attempts?
Yeah.
They'd be in this game if they had the 11 made. As it is, they're down 36-17, and that's why Jeff Lekomsky playing one of the best games we've seen him play at the CKHS all year. Jeff with 13 points, and it's been the defensive side of things that has really been impressive so far with Jeff tonight, as you saw that steal. Dixon Working the lane. Nice pass to Dean. Goes up for a dunk and is rejected from behind by Heshka. Everything going right for the guys in gold.
Little dose of his own medicine there for Myron Dean, who's already recorded a few blocks today.
Cougars look like they're just playing street ball out there, Braden. Just enjoying everything they're doing, putting up shots, hitting them from all angles. And sensing that, I believe we have no timeout on the floor.
Funny you should say street ball. That's exactly the term that Steve Burrows used when he described the games between Manitoba and Regina. Wide open play, lots of long-range shots.
Unfortunately for Manitoba, they have come up so far on the short end of things. Dean threw that one away, a lot of control through the lane. Now it's Sterling Nostad. Threw one up above the rim there for Austin Bates. He did not go up for it. It's out of bounds, and Manitoba takes over.
More street ball there from the Cougars. Sterling Nostad has to remember that he's no Slick Watts out there when it comes to street ball.
And Austin Bates is no World B. Free. The layup or the alley-oop combination did not click that time, and the Cougars did turn it over, but still the 21-point lead. Now back on the defensive side of things, where they have been solid in this quarter, Braden. I would be interested to see how many points Manitoba has scored in this second quarter. Off the mark, and the Cougars pick up the rebound once again. Oh, what do you know? 0 on the board for Manitoba in this quarter. 18 now for the Cougars as Jeff Lekomsky dials it in. 41-17. I have never seen a shutout in any one quarter.
I haven't, but there's still 2 minutes left, and
Chris Heshka keeping the streak alive from behind. Oh mama, Chris Heshka. Check that backboard and the basketball.
I was about to berate you for talking a little early until Chris Heshka came out of nowhere there.
Chris Heshka shaved the bacon. Off the mark, Heshka goes for the offensive rebound. Plenty of contact down there, but no foul. Manitoba definitely picks up the rebound this time, and a traveling violation is going to be whistled here. A couple of steps before a dribble, and it's Cougar basketball.
Can't believe this, Adam. I thought they had like 2 buckets to score. I knew it wasn't a big total by any means, but I didn't realize that they were scoreless to this point in the second.
We could be making some history here on Access Television today. My name is Adam Geiger alongside Braden Konshu. Manitoba scoreless here in the second quarter. Be interested to see what James Hillis has to say about this quarter. This is really the perfect quarter of basketball. Hard to find any negatives in the Cougars' play so far tonight. Nostad crosses over. Lekomsky's open for a 3. He'll take that all day. Make it on most occasions, but not this time. Off the mark. I believe that's his first miss, Braden. Now it's Manitoba. They got 1 minute and 48 seconds to put a point on the board in this quarter. Maybe 3 or 4 possessions. Dean off the mark, no good, and the Cougars allow the offensive rebound to pop out. Garcia for 3, counted. Ah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that would have been neat.
Yeah. Oh well, still a 21-point Cougar lead. James Hillis can now sit and relax for the last 121 as Heshka spins in the lane. Probably could have used the glass there, but instead went for the nothing but nylon play off the mark.
Looked like the ball almost might have slipped out of his hands a little bit there too, Adam.
Heshka feeling things on the defensive end, went up there for another big swat, but there was a foul on the floor prior to the shot. Cougars 41, Manitoba 20 with the Bisons to inbound. In front of the Cougar bench, it's Garcia with possession.
Lekomsky 6 for 8 on the night so far with 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 3 steals. Player efficiency rating of 18. We don't know what that means, but it sounds good.
It's higher than we've seen all season, so. That one's high and good. Dixon dials it in from beyond the arc. Manitoba shoots a lot of threes. They've hit on consecutive trips now with Austin Bates trying to answer, no good. And Heshka whistled for the aggressive play under the basket on the offensive glass. 41-23 with 44 seconds left on that clock. Manitoba bringing the ball over the half line. Passed out. Dixon fakes the three, separates himself for an open shot, decides to pass off. Now Garcia will take a look. That one is rattled down and good. So 3 consecutive 3 balls. And just like that, Manitoba's within 15. Ball's knocked out of bounds. Cougars will hold on to the possession. Lukomsky takes the inbounds pass. 15 on the shot clock, 16 on the game clock. So a bit of separation. The Cougars will have to put up a shot. That won't happen, though, as it's out of bounds. And Braden, a big chance here for Manitoba. They were down big. Potentially with another 3 ball, can get it to 12.
Yeah, they were down 24 at one point in this quarter, Adam. Now down to 15 here. You got to think we're going to see a 3-pointer here, given the Manitoba Bison's propensity for the outside shot.
It looked like they had an open layup attempt there, but they passed out for the 3 ball. Kicked out of bounds, so Manitoba has 2.6 seconds to inbound and put up a shot.
Proving the color guy right there are the Bisons.
Dean goes up from about 18 feet just inside the line, and that shot was forced off the mark, and that will end the first half with the Cougars, although they did slip there at the end a little bit, leading big 41-26. My name's Adam Geiger alongside Braden Conshu. We will take a quick break and come back with the conclusion of the Bisons and the Huskies on Access 7 television. Welcome back to Access 7 Sports. My name is Adam Geiger alongside Braden Conshu. 41-26 Cougars at the half. They have possession and are set up running the offense. Jordan McFarland up and under through the lane, good for 2. Perfect start for James Hillis and the boys as they extend that lead to 17 out of the half.
The right-handed layup there from Jordan McFarland. Little opposite hand action there for the left-handed shooter.
Bison's now set up the offense, trying to answer. Myron Dean down low, kicks it up top. That shot from beyond the arc is off the mark. And Jeff Lukomsky has the rebound knocked out of his hands, out of bounds. So the Cougars will have to inbound.
It was a great board by Lukomsky there, Adam. Came flying in from above the 3-point arc to grab that one.
Jeff's been playing some great basketball tonight, as has Jordan McFarland here early in the second half. Picks up his second layup in about 40 seconds, and the Cougars have a 19-point lead. Manitoba setting up the offense, top of the key from beyond the arc. It's Eric Garcia, a high arcing 3-point shot off the mark. And Jordan McFarland takes the rebound and comes across the timeline. Jordan's feeling it, goes up, count it, and the foul. Jordan McFarland gets the continuation call, and Jordy and his teammates are loving it. Smiles all around, and the Cougars quickly back up 20 plus, call it 21.
McFarland with a quick 6 points here. That little running left-handed layup kind of reminded me of the one that he used to sink UBC with, Adam, late in the game. Is that too far away to remember?
It's pushing it. McFarland and Schuback, of course, were big opponents in that late push here against UBC. The Cougars knocked off the #1 team in the country, and hopefully they'll get a chance to do that later again this season should they make a decent playoff push.
They knocked off the #1 team in the country right here on Access 7, Adam.
It's the good old Access 7 charm of luck. Cover your ears, children, earmuffs. Paul Schuback gets the ball in. Heshka with the right hand off the mark. There's a rebound by Dean. He is quickly surrounded, but gets the ball out and across the court to Nathan Dixon. Dixon puts the ball between his legs, gets it to Garcia. Pass off behind the three-point line. Once again, it's Correa with a fake off the mark, and Schuback will run the floor. Jamal Williams in traffic, count it once again, and the foul. The Cougars playing like bats out of hell here early in the third quarter, 49-26. And on the scoreboard, I believe it's an 8-0 clip here in the third.
Ozzy Osbourne references aside, they have looked good so far here, Adam. As once again, Manitoba having trouble filling the hoop here. We're not up to second quarter proportions yet, but the Bisons are scoreless through the first 2 minutes and 22 seconds.
There they get their first basket in the third quarter. It took them 8 minutes in the second quarter to find their first basket. 28 points all told for Manitoba. The Cougars playing some outstanding defense as the offense is clicking as well. Chris Heshka down low for 2. Hesh goes off the backboard, and the offense is continuing to fire on all cylinders. Don't believe they've had an empty trip yet here in the quarter. Manitoba, on the other hand, continues to pile them up. Pass out of bounds, and Jordan McFarland will inbound underneath the basket into Paul Schuback. No pressure here shown by Manitoba either tonight. A lot of times you'll see a team try to energize themselves with a press. The energy guy for Manitoba has been Dean, but this time he gets called for the foul. He's had a few big blocks tonight, including a monster dunk down low that he nearly whiffed on. But outside of Dean, it's been some pretty stale play out there for the Manitoba Bisons, who are 5-14, fighting for that last playoff spot. Schuback hits the first free throw.
Yeah, I really expected a better game out of the Bisons here, Adam. Got their playoff lies flashing before their eyes. There's nothing saying that Manitoba couldn't do any damage to Brandon in the playoffs, or Regina for that matter.
Bisons with possession, tipped out, stolen by the Cougars. And McFarland was running the floor. That'll be a good foul. Pereira fouled Jordan McFarland before he got the clear path to the basket, so Regina will inbound on the sidelines. 4th team foul already on Manitoba. So from here on out, it's free throws for the Cougars. Timeout on the floor as James Hillis.
Explain to me, honestly. No, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Talking to the refs. Now he'll make the way to the bench and chat with his Cougar men's basketball team in the gold.
By the way. So you think? Okay. Okay, if they go man, instead of deep this time. What do I want to run there? Instead of
Nothing's wrong with you right now.
yeah, I guess, yeah, okay. Okay, run it again, okay. Run it again, okay. Okay. The next time, listen, do that once. Next time down, let's go Carlton set high, but we want to get the ball inside. So we're gonna come off the big and roll that guy down. You understand? Okay. We're not looking for the 3 there. We want to roll down inside. Okay. If they go zone, I want to run Manitoba. We haven't got that off yet. Okay. Make sure you get the inside guy, right? And the next time down, let's go slam again. Okay. On slam, if the guard is way over, if that top guard is way over, I want the guy to get it and then shoot me around and curl that. Okay. He'll be 2-on-1 with the forward on that. Okay. All right. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Let's
go, guys.
Yeah.
X's and O's from James Hillis on that Cougar bench. I think I heard at one point somebody chime in there and say what we're doing right now isn't not broken, so there's no need to fix it. Jordan McFarland has been working here early in the third quarter. 6 points in the first couple of minutes.
Like hearing the play calls from James Hillis and any basketball timeout for that matter. I heard Carlton, Manitoba, and Slam there. I of course
run Manitoba on Manitoba. Yeah.
I of course not nearly enough of a basketball player to know what any of those mean.
Jordan McFarland is at the free throw line. They called that last foul on Chris Pereira a clear path foul. So Jordan gets and makes 2 free throws out of the deal. And I believe the Cougars will have possession then if that was the foul.
Cougars now doubling up the Bisons here as the score is 56-28.
Big weekend, or big nights of basketball here for the Cougars. The ladies team was convincing in their 20-point win. The Cougars even more so, up here by 28 to make it 31 as Jeff Lekomsky dials it in from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and Lekomsky's up to 19 for the night now, Adam. He scores his first points in the second half, I believe.
A lot of times you'll see Jeff score 19, but on 25 shots tonight, really efficient. Jeff, I believe, has only come up shy a few times from the field. As Schuback crosses over and sets up the Cougar offense, it's Jamal Williams through the lane, fouled in the act of shooting. Myron Dean was up there to try to block it away. But it's Jamal Williams heading to the free throw line for those 2 shots. Jamal Williams rims off on the first.
You got shooter.
And squares the sights on the second. So 1 for 2 on that trip. 60 points so far on the night for the Cougars. They've been steaming hot on the offensive side of things, and the defensive side has been just as fiery. Finally, Manitoba picks up a basket, 33 points for them on the night. Schuback crosses over now, comes off a Jeff Lekomsky screen. Rolling to the basket, it's Heshka, beautifully played there by the Cougars. Perhaps Manitoba run there for the first time by the Cougars tonight. Garcia now passes off. Down low, Dean has it knocked away, but regathers the basketball, puts up a shot. It's off the mark, and the Cougars take the rebound. Lekomsky. Lost the court, it's McFarland. Down low, working in the post. It's Jamal Williams, and he has that one knocked away. I believe it's out of bounds off of the Cougars. So Manitoba takes over on that baseline. Setting up the offense, it's Nathan Dixon, pass off. Garcia with a contested 3-ball off the mark, and Lekomsky's gonna run. Now decides to step back and wait for a teammate, never mind. Goes to the hole on the baseline and is fouled. Jeff Lekomsky makes another trip to the free throw line.
Jeff is driving tonight more than we're accustomed to him doing.
2 for 2 from the line so far tonight for Lekomsky with those 19 points, a 20 on the player efficiency rating. Hoping someone out there knows what it means, so we're not just spouting it off for nothing. 1 assist. More importantly, 2 turnovers only for Jeff, opposed to 3 steals. And has a successful trip to the free throw line. 4 for 4 for Jeff, as Garcia now brings the ball over half. 64-33. Manitoba in front. There's another steal for Lekomsky. He has Jordan McFarland with him, but instead will take it right to the hole himself. Jeff Lekomsky having himself a night, as are the Cougars. Doubling up the Manitoba Bison, 66-33. Manitoba, turnover there in the air and out of control. O.J. Odick went up for the shot and found himself contested. Tried to throw a pass off, but had nobody in the area. Once again, the Cougars force a turnover.
O.J. Odick, no relation to O.J. Mayo, despite the similarities in their names, Adam. Check that before the game.
O.J. Mayo having a solid season with the Memphis Grizzlies in his rookie campaign. Jeff Lekomsky is short on that one. Not often you'll see Jeff come up that off the mark, but Cougars can live with that right now, up 33. Dixon in the lane, nice pass down low. Going up and off the mark is Dickey. He had plenty of time to go up quick, but once he delayed there, the Cougar defense was able to shift over and thwart any easy layup attempt. Heshka now working in the post, passes off to Paul Schuback, and with a little help from Dean, he slaps that one in for a quick 2.
You don't see that every day. Adam goes up for the block and gets a good piece of it, but it rattles home anyway.
Cougars catching all the breaks tonight. Pass down low to Dean. He has had a couple of blocks that haven't gone down the net so far, and including a big dunk, but way too little for the Bisons as they trail 35 points at the hands of the Cougars. Oh, Braden, we talked in the earlier game about the state of the Cougars, I guess, and what we see in the next few years. What do you see coming up from the Cougars in the next few years as we take a look at Jeff Lukomsky on your Access 7 replays here, doing what he does best? He'll be around for a couple more years.
Yeah, he will. Lukomsky, of course, only in his third year, as he has McFarland wide open, but he'll take that layup himself. No need to pass it off. Yeah, Lukomsky's only in his 3rd year. No 5th-year Cougars. They've got 3 in their 4th year, of course. Jamal Williams, Paul Schuback, and Steve Christie. So next year is shaping up to be a pretty good one, Adam. And I think we're going to be seeing Sterling Nostet as a big performer for the Cougars in the next few years.
Sterling on the floor right now, sporting number 10 in the gold uniform as Manitoba dials one up from beyond the arc. That one's off, but Ode gathers the rebound, and OJ Mayo goes up for 2 and 1. He'll head to the line trying to complete the 3-point play.
Cougar coaching staff is also high on number 34 out there, Will Tallman. 6'6", 205 rookie out of Regina. He's got some range for a big guy, too.
Tall man. Tallman's a tall man at 6'6".
Marek Dovnarovic, he's played an important 6th-man role for the Cougs this year. He's only in his 3rd year. 1st year with the Cougs.
Backcourt violation here as Dovnarovic and Schuback cross wires. 68-36 Cougars with 2:29 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Good defense on the inbounds pass there for the Cougars. Manitoba does get it in. Nice crossover. And the shot is off the mark. McFarland soars through the air for the rebound. Will Tallman slicing the lane. It's McFarland. Had the shot knocked out of his hands, out of bounds, so the Cougars will have a chance to inbound. As James Hillis shuffles through his pockets there on the sideline. McFarland up off the mark, tries the tip in, no good. There's Dovnarovic scooping up the offensive rebound. Now it's tied up by a few players, and jump ball is the call, with the possession arrow going to Manitoba.
That was a nice play by Dovnarovic just to hang on to the ball with 3 Bisons all around it and make the possession arrow come into play.
We've got a Joey Porter jersey sighting here at the CKHS. Super Bowl Sunday weekend, of course. Off the mark, McFarland scoops up the board. Not sure why the misses went with the Joey Porter jersey on Super Bowl Sunday, but either way, let's see if OJ Mayo this one down for 2. Off the mark, it's knocked away by Paul Schuback. Good defense there by Schuback, hustling all the way back in a 32-point game. Timeout on the floor. What goes through the mind of a coach when his team leads by 32? Turn up the volume and find out as we send you to head coach James Hillis.
I get it, that's a bad turnover, but I expect to see 5 guys sprinting that down. Okay, we're jogging that out. This isn't Sunday morning at Miller Senior Men's. Okay? We need 4 other guys, I don't care. Well, okay, get us up. Like what? Like flat out sprint. We got 1 guy, and good thing he did it. Okay? We don't give any hoops here. We got him now 32. I want that 40. Okay? And then after it's 40, it's 50. Okay? We're not running up the score. It's university basketball. These guys can hit 10 threes like that, and they're back. Okay? That's it. That's why I took his time out. Get the hell back on defense. That's it. Okay? Let's go. Okay. Shorty. That's why you don't call for the ball.
Manitoba to inbound on the baseline. Trailing 32, it's 68-36 with 1:41 remaining here in the third quarter. Odick has the ball here on the left wing, goes up with a shot, front rim, and rebounded by McFarland. Doherty pushing the action, running the floor. Short corner pass now to Dobnarowicz, soaring through the lane, up and good with the right hand. That's a good looking move from a guy Braden figures will be a big part of the Cougars teams to come in the next few years. On the defensive end now, it's Dobnarowicz forcing an errant shot from Purvis Collins, and the rebound is out of bounds off of Manitoba with Tallman to inbound.
That was a nice play by Dixon. He almost forced a turnover from Tallman there. Dixon 5'10", 165. He's a fourth-year guard out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Sterling Nostad has plenty of time, plenty of space, so he dials up a three-pointer. Count it for 3. Cougars continue to pile on, and Braden, they are on pace for a hundy. May see that tonight.
They are. Unfortunately, we don't have any free pizza for 100-point promotions like they do in the NBA sometimes.
Could use a free pizza right about now. Will Tallman playing defense there on Purvis Collins. Cougars knock the pass away and nearly give it back, but McFarland gathers up to Spalding and now passes off to Paul Schuback. In the lane, working it to Will Tallman. He goes up for quick 2. Shot clock now off with 15 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Some Cougar fans behind the Manitoba bench. And the sign says, cabbage for veggie of 2009, whatever the heck that means.
Cabbage for veggie of 2009? Makes absolutely no sense.
I think some of those fans might be on the cabbage, Adam.
On that note, we will send you to a third quarter intermission with the Cougars leading 75-36. James Hillis, Steve Burrows, and the crew talking to their team. Rave reviews, I'm sure. Let's listen in.
Yeah, Christy coming for you, and then you'll come back. Okay?
Where's my water? There you go.
All right. Now, we stay settled here. Got a big lead. I want it to be here. Okay? Right? Defensively. You've got Dixon. Okay. You've got Dixon. 1. You're 1. Okay? We're high-low. You've got Dean. Okay? You got to run like hell to get up there on those screens. Okay? And you were there that day in practice. You got a sense of, okay, give the gap and then let the guard go through and then you get back. Okay? Right? Keep rebounding the ball. Keep looking to get it inside. And then on inside, they slam down. That's when the ball comes out. If they go zone, keep. Okay, go slam a couple. Yeah. Okay, we're good enough there? Okay. We'll go slam like 3-4 times. Every play, 3-4 times. Switch the next one to stop or whatever, okay? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
James Hillis is Mike in and out like the Manitoba offense tonight, who has or have been more out than in. Only 36 points on the board. Hats off to the Cougars defense as they do lead this game 75-36 to the home team. Maybe we'll send you to Braden for some stats and more big numbers than little numbers on the Cougar side of things.
Yeah, especially if you're wearing number 5 for the Cougars. Jeff Lukomski's 8 for 12 from the field. He has a game-high 23 points for Regina. Also has 3 rebounds, 4 steals, and an assist. But he's on the bench right now as Sterling Nostad has taken over his spot.
Good effort there by Nostad to slap that ball away, but Manitoba does come up with the first 2 points of the fourth quarter. Nostad, Tallman, Steve Christie, Funk out there for the first time, and he dribbles it off his knee out of bounds. Also into the first, or in the game for the first time, I believe that's Lynn G out there, 0-0.
World BG.
World BG, I was waiting for it. Odick passes off down to Garcia. Cougars out there with the end of the bench getting some minutes. Going up in traffic. That time it was Ian Dickey right in the face of Will Tallman and Steve Christie. The foul goes to Will Tallman his first and the first team foul in the quarter.
Steve Christie, the 6'9", 235-pound Cochrane, Alberta native. As Adam mentioned, out there for the first time tonight. Always a battler out there.
They hit the winning shot in BC earlier this year. It counted for one of the team's wins. Certainly Nostat off the mark, front rim, and Manitoba runs the floor back the other way. Garcia spots up for an open three ball. That one splashes down. Well, Manitoba starts off the fourth quarter with a 5-0 run. They're going to need 6 more of those if they want to get back into this game, as Austin Bates answers with a layup. Mac Martin with a pump fake, a jump shot off the rim, and Lin G grabs his first board of the game. Nostat threw a pass to an unsuspecting Will Tallman out of bounds.
Also off an unsuspecting Access 7 cameraman.
Holding strong in the line of fire down there. I believe Luke is the name. Could be wrong. OJ Odick passes off to Garcia. Hit that three-pointer a few seconds ago. Now passes back to Odick. He'll try his luck and hit. At the three-point shot.
Odick, the rookie out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, listed at 6'2", 170. He's guarding fellow rookie and fellow number 21, Austin Bates here.
Forces Bates to throw it away, and Manitoba has numbers. 4-on-1, back the other way. Martin through the lane, way off the mark, and Funk grabs the rebound. Bates. World BG for 3, count it. Lin G, 0-0, gets it to go, and the Cougars hit 80. 80-46 is the score.
Lin G 6'7", 192, but that three ball's in range for him.
Manitoba setting up shop. Started to put a few more points on the board here in the fourth quarter. Let's see if that continues. Not this time, but Garcia does scoop up the offensive rebound. In traffic now, Ian Dickey is off the mark, but fouled in the act of shooting, so he'll get 2 free throws. Leading scorer for Manitoba, Eric Garcia, sporting number 4. 18 points and a 21 on the player efficiency rating. So him and Jeff Lekomsky battling it out tonight. See, but Jamal Williams' player efficiency is 21, and he has only played 22 minutes, so I don't know about that whole player efficiency rating thing.
We'll look it up and have the definition all ready to go by the time our next Access 7 broadcast comes around.
Austin Bates working for 2 and a foul in the lane. The big man doing some impressive work down there in the paint, getting 2 points out of it, looking for 3. I think it's safe to say, Braden, that the Cougars will be over 500 for the first time since their loss last weekend now, 10-9. Still 7 minutes left in this game, but a leading 82-48 is the home side. Odick pushes off on Bates, drives the lane, and gets it to go, plus the foul. So the offenses are heating up here in the fourth quarter, both sides. Problem is Manitoba needs stops, and the offense has not been there in the first 3 quarters. They have a 32-point hill to climb in the next 6:52. Odick puts in a free throw, count the 3-point play, and the Cougars come back the other way. Screen there by Austin Bates. Sterling Nostat rolls off it, then picks up his dribble, passes off to Tallman. Back to Austin Bates. Backs down Odick, working in the lane, fouled in the act of shooting. It's the Austin Bates show here in the fourth quarter. The rookie showing what he can do in front of pretty decent crowd here at the CKHS. Most of which have known this game has been in the books since about the 5-minute mark of the second quarter, where Manitoba really could not score the basketball. It's been all Cougars since then.
Yeah, Bates had a real good debut in his first weekend. He had 14 points in his Canada West debut against Winnipeg back on Halloween night. Bates was 6 for 10 from the field that game, 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. I believe that 14 points is still a career high for Austin. As he's up to 9 here tonight.
Yeah, he's pushing it here. Does his best work against the Manitoba opponents, apparently. First Winnipeg, now Manitoba themselves. Garcia crosses over, trying to weave his way through every Cougar defender out there, decides now to pass off. Puts up a 3-ball, does Garcia, splashes it down. When you're hot, you're hot. Garcia is the only guy on the floor that can score for Manitoba tonight. Dovnarowicz, one of many that can score for the Cougars as he soars through the lane. 85 points for the guys in gold, and now Dovnarowicz isn't on the board, on the scoreboard up there, but we'll call it 5 points for Merrick. There's a 3-ball put up and good by Manitoba. They have really turned on the offense here right in the fourth quarter, but obviously too little too late. Outscoring the Cougars by a pretty healthy margin in the fourth. Shot off the mark this time by Bates, and the rebound is grabbed. Coming back the other way now, it's Manitoba to inbound underneath the basket.
Foul called on big Steve Christie there as he was battling for that loose ball. Jamal Williams with 11 points tonight. He came into the weekend needing 18 to pass none other than James Hillis on the U of R's all-time points list. So that obviously the reason why Hillis has sat Jamal down for the remainder of this game here.
Yeah, sorry Jamal, your career is done. I've got a feeling James Hillis is a little too competitive to let statistics and stuff like that get in the way. He needs Jamal out there. Glenn G, 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. Spreading his message of peace. 88 points for the Cougars, looking for a hundy tonight. Up and under, Garcia, the only guy on the court out there, flying around, and he looks tired. He's calling for a sub, but coach says, no, man, stay out there. You're the only guy that can score, and he nearly had an open layup there, but a foul called on the steal.
Lin G has been known to shoot the 3-pointer this year. He came into the game shooting 2 for 9 from downtown. Make that 4 for 11 now as he improves his 3-point percentage to
37.5.
Let's go with that, Adam.
Garcia does get that sub he was looking for. Takes his seat. Let's see how long that lasts. Dovnarowicz picks up his dribble in the post, passes back to Lin G. That one way off the mark.
Well, he hasn't hit the rim yet with a 3-point attempt. 2 swishes and an air ball.
I never hit the rim on any of my 3-point attempts.
I think I saw you dent a backboard once.
I'm not going to argue that. Manitoba with possession. And an open 3-ball. That one is up and good. Pereira checking back into the game for Garcia. Got that one to fall. And our friend here with the sign that nobody understands is showing it off to everyone that will pay attention to him down there. I believe that's Colin Guru. I used to rep hockey with Colin, sitting there with Neil Kachuk, who is working the volleyball game, following the basketball action.
Well, personally, I think cabbage is overrated, but
not a big cabbage fan. Cabbage rolls,
the things we talk about in 26-point basketball games, Adam?
Oh, it's been worse. Let's listen into James Hillis. He's always got something smart to say.
Giving up 26 points in 5 minutes with essentially these 6 guys. Okay, right? I want 4 minutes of substantially better D here. Okay, whatever happens here, we can take our time. We can score with something easy there, right? But I like us to run offense down here. We're not taking the air out of the ball. We take whatever's available. But down at that end, this is a 3-point shooting team. None of this is in. Okay? And our bench has to be able to guard their bench. That's
Right now, 26 points in 5.5 minutes. Holy cow. You're gonna give up 50 in the fourth quarter.
okay. Okay. Well, and here we go. Here we go.
27 points in 5 minutes. Not good, says James Hillis.
Steve Burrows
like
equally unimpressed there.
Yeah, thanks to the coaches. for miking themselves up and keeping the commentary clean on the sidelines there. Dobnarowicz at the free throw line, rattles it down and good. Two for two goes Merrick, and the Cougars have hit 90. Well on their way to potentially hitting three digits tonight.
It's a good point raised by James Hills on that last time out. Our bench has to be able to guard their bench, he said.
Nearly stolen away there by Austin Bates, but a foul is whistled on the play. With the Cougars being in the penalty, that will send Manitoba to the line for 2 free throw opportunities, and points with the clock stopped are certainly not a way to put the clamps on like James Hillis asked for. He wants 4 solid minutes of defense. But defensive issues in the fourth quarter aside, this game has been all Cougars, Braden. They lead by 26. And even if they had a total collapse, even that wouldn't be enough for Manitoba to get back into this game. Tallman, G now Funk. Passes that one back to Lynn G. Out of bounds though off Manitoba, so the Cougars have 10 seconds to shoot when they inbound.
So after the men's volleyball game ends here, we'll have a real quick turnaround as the crew will get ready for the volleyball games. Won't be televised by Access, but surely a couple of fans will stick around and watch some volleyball.
I'm not going anywhere. My vocal cords do not like me, I assure you that much. Sterling Nostat passes in to Austin Bates. Beautiful with the right hand, skying up and going off the backboard for 2. The offense has been here all night for the Cougars and continues to click even in the waning moments of this blowout game as Steve Christie is cross-checked from behind. Offensive foul, and the Cougars will come back the other way. And because that ball was already off the rim, it's considered a defensive foul, and Christie will get 2 free throws out of it. Loose ball foul, how about that? Steve Christie making his first trip to the free throw line tonight. Beautifully done by the man they call Funk. His first point here on Friday afternoon. And there's number 2. He's got 2 points and 2 fouls. That's the Steve Christie specialty. 94 for the Cougars, 6 away from 100. Take a look back at Austin Bates working in the post, spinning and going off the glass for 2.
Bates had several nice looks here in the fourth quarter.
Manitoba also has shot the lights out here in the fourth quarter, but still down 30, 94-64. Way up in the lane and under. Kennedy couldn't get that one to fall. Back the other way, it's Tallman. He has the ball knocked away, and a foul whistled on the play, so he will head to the line for 2.
Austin Bates with 11 points tonight. He had 14, as we mentioned, in his CIS debut back on Halloween night. Hasn't had more than 6 points in a game up until tonight. But he's had a good fourth quarter here.
Be hard-pressed to find anybody wearing a gold jersey tonight that has done really anything wrong on the court. Perfect marks all around for the Cougars today. O.J. Odick from way beyond the arc. And that one is plenty short as Will Tallman inbounds to Sterling Nostat. 2:27 remaining in regulation. Austin Bates up and under. Call that a pass to Steve Christie, slicing through the lane. 96-64 Cougars. 4 away from that elusive 100-point mark. O.J. Odick spinning in the lane, has it knocked away. Austin Bates goes behind the back. And he's done everything else tonight, so now he's going to play a little point. Lynn G from beyond the arc, off the mark. Had hit his first 2, is now come up empty on the next. Austin Bates from way downtown. That was down and came out, but right there for the offensive rebound is Lin G. He's off the mark, but Will Tallman fighting there. Finally gets it to fall, and it's good to see Braden the Cougars continuing to fight, even though this game was over a long time ago.
Yeah, the Cougar bench here battling hard, and the Cougar starters appreciate that, as you see Jeff Lukomsky waving his towel around like the 12th man in the NCAA tournament.
Which is coming up in about a month and a half.
Go Pilots.
Playing well, playing St. Mary's tonight. Minus Patty Mills, unfortunately. 100 points for the Cougars. Looks nice up there on that scoreboard, does it not, Braden? 3 digits?
It certainly does. I'm not sure when the last time the Cougars did that, Adam.
We've got a minute 17 to find out. There's a shot from the right pocket. It's off the mark. Manitoba has cooled off considerably since James Hillis pleaded with his team for 4 minutes of defense. Everything he's asked for tonight, he's got. There's a huge block from behind. Cougars get that one sent back, but they do come up with the steal on the other end. Steve Christie. Good hustle back. Austin Bates through the lane. Plenty of contact, but at this point in the game, no foul. Sterling Nostad does not want to dribble the clock out. Puts up a 3-ball. It's off the mark. Now Manitoba will run the floor themselves. Pass knocked out of bounds.
First time the Cougars have hit 100 points since November 10th, 2007, when they beat Winnipeg 101-85. That was the game that Jeff Lukomsky had 39 points in, Adam.
Cougars do their work against Manitoba teams. That's off the mark, and with 32 seconds remaining, it's safe to say the Cougars will be 10-9. Did Brandon play last night?
They played on Thursday night.
Did they win?
They defeated Winnipeg on Thursday. They play again tonight.
So with this win, the Cougars will, to my understanding, have 2 games. This coming up Friday and Saturday. If they win both, they host the Great Plains Final.
That is correct, Adam.
If you're watching this, you have no excuse to not get out and watch basketball next weekend. Get off the couch, whatever you're doing. Go out and watch the Cougars. They've obviously got an exciting team, 100 points, and a big 34-point win tonight. As the final Manitoba shot, indicative of tonight, comes up way short. Big win for the Cougars. Let's quickly get some statistical rundown here from Braden before we send you off for the night.
Yeah, it was basically the Jeff Lukomsky show, Adam. He didn't appear at all in the fourth quarter, but he ended up shooting 8 for 12 from the field tonight. He had 23 points, 3 rebounds, 4 steals, and 1 assist tonight to lead the Cougars to a 166 victory on this Saturday afternoon over the Bisons.
The Cougars go 2 for 2 on Access 7 Sports. The ladies came away with a big win, and the Cougars that much bigger. A 34-point win for Braden Conshu. My name is Adam Geiger, thanking you once again for tuning in with us. Have a good night, and we will see you next time here on the Access 7 Sports Network.